Hey, everybody. Before the show starts, I just want to let you all know that this was a live show, and it wasn't just any live show. It was our 4th anniversary mega show spectacular in which everybody on staff was here. What that means for this audio is that there may be a good bit of over talking or some random noises or whatever, but just if you don't follow us on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever, I highly suggest you go over to one of those platforms and watch the VOD. You get to see the ducky races at the end, all of us on the screen. This was a good one. This was a lot of fun to record. I really had a good time with this, and so did everyone else. But yeah, I highly suggest watching this. But if you don't want to watch it, audio may not be 100%, and I apologize for that. By the way, on to the show. And yes, Jables, I know I've said that intro before. Hello and welcome everybody to the level 208 4-year anniversary mega live show spectacular. As you can see, if you're live with us on Twitch, we have 8 of us here, and those 8 people will be myself, Fufu Kali Poof, Big L,
Yellow,
Chewy on Ice, Elroy OMJ, Koosh Moose, X to Hero, Wakapale, and Matriarch. And I'm hoping I pointed in the right directions for all that.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, not on my screen. You
All
were
right.
horrendously off.
Darn it.
That's just because your screen is
late
laggy.
by seconds.
It's okay.
You're looking at a...
You're looking at the past.
You're just tired from the wrestling match. Your wrestling match earlier. Gotta give Chewy props for that.
Oh my gosh.
He so nailed the likeness.
Yeah, can we jump the
I'm
gun
gonna
You
here?
haven't seen that? Y'all gotta go check that out. Y'all should paste that on Twitch. That was epic. I love it.
I know what Kenny's going to lead this
It's
show
so good.
with. And I think Chewy's actually kind of been doing his own community thing without it being a community thing. So we've really got to shout out the WWE creator wrestlers, which have been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they've been a lot of fun, and thankfully we have a fantastic community full of very interesting personas that are easily created in WWE, ranging from ghost Vikings to men in wife beaters, apparently.
I was just telling them before we started recording, I thought for sure I was just going to be like a Casper, and you're going to call it good. I was not expecting to come out and have like the Viking with the long hair and the goatee and metal. It was amazing.
Hey, I mean, I'm a sucker for details, so, you know. It takes like 3 hours to make each one.
It's worth it.
I like the finger.
That's probably
the
going to
finger
be my
pistols.
new picture.
Finger pistols. I love it.
All right, so before we actually get started with everything, I'm going to throw it to Chewy. Now, this is going to be more of just like a look back show, talk about favorite stuff, or whatever the heck where the conversation goes. But Chewy, unfortunately, is going to have to leave here soon. So, Chewy, if you want to talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about, the floor is yours, since you're not going to be here for too much longer.
You bet. So, what the community question that was brought up was, what is your favorite memory? And what is your favorite boost? And just generally kind of reminiscing on the wonderful world of AH 101. And it's kind of hard to pin that down. So, I'm going to, and that means I'm going to talk about Project Winter. Right. I think it's something that we haven't really talked about at all on the podcast. I really haven't heard about it. It's a fresh new thing that hasn't been brought up before. But joking aside, I mean, there's been some really great boosts, and you know, I have been part of the time zone issue here. Part of why we're recording earlier is thank you very much to accommodate my terrible time zones. It's now 1:30 in the morning for me 2:30 in the morning for Whacker.
Yes.
So I really appreciate that. But basically, we
I wish we could have got on earlier.
we have a lot of guys and gals from all across the world in AH 101, and we're very lucky that we're able to get together and do some fun boosting with the Euros. So every Thursday night, pretty much, we get together and we play all kinds of different things. Yes, Project Winter is one of them, and we had a great time doing that.
How dare you?
But yeah, I mean, basically anything. And then, we try and tie in all of our contests as well with that. So at the moment, we're doing a lot of boosting around the 360 to tie in with the Red Ring of Death event that's going on over in the AH League. And yeah, I mean, it's just been fantastic. I've had a great time in last year, and I hope that we continue with some fantastic boosts and great memories. It would be great if we could boost a little bit more with the US crew, but time zones are not our friends, unfortunately.
Not at all.
Wah.
I think you're 5 hours ahead of me.
I'm going to interject and go way off topic. Has anyone here ever had a Red Ring of Death?
Yes.
I've had 2.
Yes.
I've had 2 or 3.
Never. I came very late to the 360, so I think my 360 was like
There's a pill for
the
that.
version after that was a real problem.
Yeah, I had the old white one, the original one, and the fix then was wrapping it in a towel, and then sometimes that revived it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
I think it worked. You had to wrap it in a towel for a little while.
Yeah, it wasn't a permanent fix,
Yeah.
but it could buy another month, maybe.
Actually,
That's
two.
the Red Ring of Death. That's the whole reason I was started Xboxing, because the console I got, my first console, my 360, was my brother's, and he got the Red Ring of Death in it, and he was an impatient sort, and he went off and bought another one, and then when the one come back from the factory, the warranty thing, he just gave it to me. So if he hadn't got that, I probably wouldn't be an Xbox.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Crazy.
At some point over the years. Because I
Yeah.
knew that. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. That's kind of it. But it's because of Dead Rising. That's why he gave it to me. He thought I'd like that game, and he was right.
Game is so good.
It is.
I had 2 failures with 360s. The first one was actually a non-Red Ring of Death issue, some kind of graphics card issue, and Microsoft replaced it, no problem. The second time, ironically, was a Red Ring of Death while I was playing Red Dead Redemption. Go figure. And when they sent me the console back, you all remember, right? You got the coffin, right? And you had to ship it off, and then it came back in the same white box. They left my console's coffin in the driveway in the rain. It's like, really? But it worked just fine.
Very symbolic.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so lucky that it didn't completely destroy it.
For
Right,
telling,
I got
Red
home
Ring
from-
stories.
Yeah, go for
Sorry,
it.
I might cut you off here. So I got the Red Ring. I had the arcade model. If you guys remember that, it didn't come with the hard drive, just a little memory
4
stick. Yeah.
gigs.
No, not even. It was a 256 megabyte memory card.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so
That's
God.
before I even had one. Yeah.
nothing.
Right?
6.
Yeah, so I got the Red Ring on that, shipped it off, and then that was my only console, so I needed something to do. So I downloaded World of Warcraft, and then that was the only game I played for the next 4 years. I got my 360
Whoa.
back, sold it for Warcraft membership, and then it wasn't until that was 2008. It wasn't until 2012 that I got back into Xbox. So yeah, WoW was the only game I played for 4 years because of Red Ring of Death.
So you think you never would have
That's so funny.
found it otherwise?
Do I think
I
what?
wonder. That you would have not found it otherwise if you never got the Red Ring?
I'm fairly confident I would not have gotten into WoW or any MMO if not for the Red Ring. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Complete
that
opposite of
completely
Elroy.
changed
Yeah, so I can't
my life
blame
course.
you.
Yeah.
Elroy's never heard of World
Oh,
of
man.
Warcraft, probably.
I've never played a single minute of that game. Seriously,
I just
I've never. Has anybody else never played it? I mean, seriously, I don't know
I've-
anything about it. There's nothing. I know
don't
they
think
made a
you-
movie out of it.
I don't think you
but,
play it. No, that
You don't play the
That's
game.
about
the
it.
game
Controls
plays you. Yeah.
yeah, it controls you.
Just want to point out in
That
chat,
could not be less of an Elroy game.
like in the chat, some folks are sharing their Red Ring of Death experience. So Nerdy Neo had 3 Red Rings of Death. I'm sorry about that.
Ooh.
Echo had a PS3. I believe that's the Yellow Light of Death. And Israel is lying to us, I'm pretty sure, because he claims
he's
Him and his
lying.
miracle
no Red Rings
console.
of Death, and it's a launch console that's still working. P-Tart
That's a
also had a Red
lie.
Ring
He's
of
lying.
Death. All of these people had one, and somehow, some way, Israel has this miracle console. You need to go bring that someplace sacred or something and make sure that you take whatever power is out of it to keep it
Yeah, put
protected
that
like that
bad
for
boy
all
in a
that time
museum
is.
or something.
For real though, that is so hard to believe. I don't know anybody that had a 360 at the time not have a red ring of death. And what the heck is a yellow ring of death? I've never heard
The
of that.
yellow light
That's
of
the
death.
PlayStation.
Colorblind.
Yeah, their version
If
of
you've
it.
ever seen a
That's why-
PS3, quick tangent, I believe it was a pretty blue light when it was on. That pretty blue light became a yellow light. It was the same thing, just
Mm.
PlayStation version.
Ooh, we have a new
I've
record
never
though.
heard of that, but I also never really played in the PS3.
Oh,
Logic Slayer is telling us that he went through 6 or so red rings of death.
dang, dude.
Ooh.
I think that might be. You
Did
might
you
be doing
ventilate
something
your
wrong,
console
man.
at any point?
You let it.
Did you keep
You
it in
let
the
it out in
box that it came in?
sunshine.
Although
Plugged into
kind
the
of
back.
most normal people would only have like 1 or 2 360s at once at one time, but I'm guessing Logic Slayer had like 6 360s at one time and they all
Oh,
red ring.
That's very possible.
It's a different scenario.
Right?
At the same time.
That's so many.
There goes the Resident Evil model.
God.
There goes the Gears model. Damn, the Halo one.
Yeah, I think my very first 360 that I gave to a friend still works. It was a Halo model that was it red ringed. I gave it to a friend. He doesn't play much. Last time I was there, it still worked.
Okay.
Ooh, that's lucky.
They build things differently in Sweden.
Yeah, they certainly didn't build it here.
I know.
That's
I was a
I was
late
gonna fool
bloomer.
somebody, though.
I had my first red ring of death well after everybody else, so late bloomer. And then, but I've had 2 consoles where the tray has broken, and like
Mhm.
red ring's fine,
Yes.
everything's fine, but like the tray won't open anymore,
That's
and I constantly have to
kind of important.
get a
back then.
toothpick or a paper clip
on the
and
side.
do
Yeah.
paper clip on the side, get the manual eject working. So
But some of those older 360s, it's kind of cool to go back and look at because, like, I don't know, it's almost like a transformer in a sense because, like, they shipped them out with such small hard drives and whatnot. And, like, I think it's my Japanese one. It has a little clip-on network card, and then there's like a clip-on hard drive for the back. It's just like
Yeah.
you clip and crap on the whole thing. It's like you're transforming this. Like, it's like Voltron or something. It's
it's like
insane.
a crock. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool though that they had those expansions available because obviously it was very limited without them. But yeah, it's hard to believe they didn't have the internal Wi-Fi even back in the day.
That's funny you said that
Forgot
because
about that. Yeah, you're
I
right.
remember buying
Nice.
a 360 so I could play Halo 3 or something like that. Actually, it was probably been Grawl 2 at the time online with friends. And I remember going to GameStop, getting the 360, coming home, plugging it up, and not being able to get the internet to work and could not figure out why. Why was this not connected? And come to find out, it didn't have the Wi-Fi card, so I had to go buy that stupid adapter
Yep.
also.
It
Yep.
wasn't
It's just
until
like, this is stupid.
like 2010 where they did the S model, I think, before they put it in. Like it was like 5 years with no built-in Wi-Fi.
Which is just wild to think
Right?
now in 2022.
And if you like, that was 17 years ago the console came out. 17 years ago we didn't have consoles with built-in Wi-Fi.
Well, I mean, basically 10 years ago with the Xbox One, everybody, including myself, was up in arms that the Xbox One, you're not going to be able to share physical games. Your console is always going to be connected to the internet. You can't ever be offline. So it's like, what do you mean I can't be offline? Why would I ever want to be online all the time? There's plenty of times I play games not when I'm not connected to the internet. That was, not even 10 years ago. Something that would never happen again.
Don't
Does
we have like a
Does Nintendo have any Wi-Fi capabilities yet?
Settle down, troll.
Barely. Barely.
Back under your
I'm not trolling. You still need the stupid friend codes for that system. It's very archaic, and you know it.
You know, the friend
It is-
codes are very
It's
archaic.
very bad.
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
hard to
bad.
argue against.
And the Bluetooth
they still
wasn't
doing
in there.
Everything
stickers?
Nintendo does is
Isn't that their
archaic.
thing? Is sticker book or some crap like that?
You have
Is
to
that
go
still
on
their
an app
version
to
of
be in party
achievements?
chat with your friends or something like that. It's
Does anybody know?
I have I have no idea what you're talking about with the sticker book.
Switch?
Well, I
Yeah,
think it's
there's-
like their
there's
version
no
of
achievement system.
achievements. There's no achievements, no trophies, no nothing. They
Some
have like
games
a
have it
freaking
built in.
sticker or something.
Super Mario Party has in-game achievements that you can unlock, and they just get you new unlockables within the game, essentially. But there's no system-wide... Like, you can't show your Mario Party achievements off to somebody.
But you can show
I
off a
had
sticker part.
no idea that existed.
The Wii had a
But
sticker
you-
book, I think. I'm not
Did
sure.
it? I don't
Or
remember
maybe that was the
whatsoever.
Wii U. I can't remember. I haven't used a Nintendo product in a long time.
Israel's
I
mentioning
missed
something
that
called
console, man.
Street Pass. Is that what you're thinking of? I'm not. That was with the DS, wasn't it? Like you'd pass by people and.
Oh, I
Yep.
forgot about the street.
Oh,
Pass.
yeah.
That was a cool idea.
Yeah.
Never really used it, but it was at least a cool idea. Where it was like, I know it could be mostly in Pokemon, where like you would pass by someone and
Pokemon.
yeah, never mind. I'm totally forgetting what it,
No,
what it
You
did.
just
That's what it was. It was cool / creepy because you'd be like, oh, you passed near somebody that had syphilis, or or whatever that Pokemon's name is, and then it would show up in your game.
what
Or you-
streets
or you
are
check
you
it
walking
out.
down, man? You need to
Or
go
you
take
get
a
a
different
hat.
route. Holy crap,
I'm
man!
just saying.
That one's really
That's
gone
how I
down.
That's
remember
a common, yeah, man. These back alley encounters. Where are we going here?
Yeah, I mean that's where all the good Pokemon are, right? They're in the alleys.
What? No.
So yeah, all this to say, I've had some really great boosts on AH101.
Tell us all
Yeah,
about
like,
it.
who's this guy?
All right, go ahead with your boost
yeah.
way. Go ahead.
That was it. I mean, I said my piece.
go
I
ahead.
don't know if we'll
all right.
pass it
Come
over.
on, Kenny.
I honestly have no idea how we got through that rabbit hole
It
My
was-
fault. Go
from
ahead.
him talking about
It
Project
was
Winter.
L.
I just want to say in chat, Kateko confirms that catching syphilis from your DS is 100% accurate. So
What? I think they're using it
All
wrong.
Well, in that case, who would like to go next on favorite boost or memory from the AH101?
Did we ever start that doing that?
I mean, we did start that with Chewy.
Oh,
I mean, there's one right there, right off the top, that you and I talked about recently for Fighter Chip.
Go ahead, Elroy.
Oh yeah, Fighter Chip. He's talking about the Hawken boost. A lot of people in this group were a part of that once upon a time.
first.
Yeah, we flushed that out with. We were just talking about that. It was worth what was it? Still like 2,000 TAD still to this day. It was way more than it should be because it's such an easy boost. All you gotta do is just get a bunch of people together and go shoot each other in the face. It's just one of those, and like while someone's charging, and then you just kill them and then rinse and repeat. Nice easy completion. Plus it's a mech game there, Foof. I know.
That's what makes it even better.
Is that still a
It's like-
thing? Is that still available to people to do? Hawken?
It is.
Yeah.
Why not?
Interesting. So
Only
I
if
missed,
you're-
I missed that whole thing. I think I joined
Yeah,
the
the
Discord,
Euro channel.
like
must
right
have
at the
set
end of
something
that.
up.
So
Yeah, that was so
anyone's
early
interested.
on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's only a 3-hour boost. I did it a few years ago, not while everyone else was doing it. But I believe it's me, Volga Latin, and don't remember who the other guys were, but we knocked it out in an evening.
Yeah, it's quick. There was
I did-
I think was it M and L? Were y'all there?
Oh yeah,
I
because
felt
if you
like there
said
was a bunch of
Junebug, it
us,
just about killed Prue.
yeah, I've heard about that. My defense, a Junebug. Actually, there was a Junebug in my room. It had come through the window, and it was after me. All right. Now, if you ever had a Junebug chase you, you know. So those things they're not dangerous or anything, but they kind of surprise you if they land on you because they got real jagged legs. So you don't
Wild
want it.
Prue has appeared in the chat.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Uh,
Yeah, Hawken. And the other thing that's kind of crazy about Hawken is that it's free, which is
Right.
even more wild. That it's 1,000 gamer score, and what I just look at 2,900 TA. So there's a lot of free TAD available, especially for G task, and it's relatively easy.
Right, and unlike your DS, you cannot get syphilis from a June bug. I read that somewhere.
Gosh.
You read it, but can you confirm it?
Yeah. It's somewhere.
Go take a test right now.
Oh, man.
I know what this episode's going to be called.
Yeah.
June bug syphilis, episode 201.
Oh man, but yeah, he was talking about that one. I don't remember if he was part of that one or not, a different one, but he boosted.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, he boosted an air conditioner later, and then he did Fall Guys, and then BioShock, and
God.
Yeah,
that was so dumb.
Probably much funnier if you
I realize most people didn't get it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So Chip has AC boost, not air conditioning boost, as it is.
Which is important in the summer as well.
I mean, I turned off my AC boost so you wouldn't hear it for the show. So yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
The listeners appreciate that.
Yeah. Is this the part where L comes in and is like, "Oh, just a side rail for a second, but do you remember when the computers had a boost button on them?"
I would never derail anything.
Yeah. Those are the 486 days. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a turbo button on my first computer.
Yeah.
I had a turbo button on my first car.
Yeah. Has anybody ever actually used those? Do they work? I know. I was always
No
afraid.
idea.
No, but I impulsively hit it every time I went to merge on the highway. Come on, little four-cylinder.
Like gets in a fighting stance and takes off. But yeah, that was Chip's memories. And he enjoys being on the show and making fun of L. And
It's a good thing no one can understand what he was saying.
Yeah, my favorite Chip memory is I think was it Waka. You described him as being in a bathtub going down the freeway, like his audio quality.
Yeah, it was real bad.
Love you, Chip. Not your mic though. We don't love your mic.
That was awesome. That's what I was thinking of, man. But yeah,
And Waka's not wrong on that. His audio was awful. It was the worst to edit. Oh my gosh.
But on a more positive note, I think
anyway,
in thinking of this question and what's been the kind of most cool or interesting or fun thing over the last 4 years, it's actually been how many different voices and how many people have contributed in different ways. I think in a lot of ways, we've had quite a few folks come on, and I know we make fun of Chip because of his audio quality, but he's been on the show. Umplebeast was on recently. P-Tart was on in the past. Kronos, Retro Chief, Freaky. There's a long list. If we really tried to name absolutely everyone, it would take a minute. But I think it's really been fun to see how many people really take an interest in contributing and adding their flavor to the different segments and whatnot. And I just think it's cool to see the show grow in that way with other voices being a part of it.
Yeah, if nothing else, we've built a really, really cool community. So many people all around the world have been able to join. That's been one of the best things about doing this podcast and all.
Right, and Isrit mentions
someone brought
too,
up Mango too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like
And
Mango and Corey, obviously, who's not part of the show today, but hanging out in chat. Tommy from the very early days, who helped us with editing and getting set up. So we've had a lot of really great people come through, but not just in the Discord community, but people whose voices you've gotten here on the show, which is great because we know listening to the same voices all the time gets boring, right? So it's good to have all these extra people around that want to record with us.
Yeah, I think Echo, PT Echo told us how many people were on.
You've been holding on to this data for 2 months. Drop it.
I forgot about it until now. Thanks.
Not like stop doing it, drop it, but like
The
drop
answer
it,
is
let us
8
have it, let us hear
The
it.
answer is 8 million. I'll just go ahead and say
Seems
the
slightly
answer
exaggerated.
is 46.
Right.
46 people have
Yeah, I was
contributed.
thinking there was like 50 people or so.
Contributed-
I couldn't remember what it
Have
was.
contributed to the show one way or another.
That is very
46,
cool.
that's a lot.
And
That's
this,
awesome.
And this includes a lot of people that were only on one time, like Hatton, Jester, Oh, I think Redemption was on a couple times.
Wait,
Redemption was
Yeah.
on X, and I talked to him. Yeah.
Twice.
Oh yeah, and Corey's daughter was on a show also.
That's right.
Does that
Like,
count?
and we
Jeffy?
didn't-
That's the real question.
Well, we also didn't
No,
mention.
I know it's
Specifically
me,
says
but like it's
entertaining.
not me at the same time.
It specifically says entertaining segments, so no, Jeffy does not. Count. So, and
Right, we didn't
number
mention
one,
too-
number
Count.
one,
that
who's number
Devin,
one in appearances. This is
who
a hard
is
one.
the? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Em.
what'd you say, Al?
No, I was just gonna say real quickly, Devin, who's the only member of our regular collection who isn't with us tonight. Also, just want to make sure he's acknowledged as well, because he does contribute, obviously, with the segments he does as well, and spot starting on the panel when asked to, and doing the live show at the top of every month too.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But go on.
Yeah,
I'm
unfortunately, he
sorry,
wasn't able to
or-
join us as well.
Oh, I was just gonna everyone to figure out who number one in segments was.
I know.
Ve-
I know.
Very hard to figure out. It's not you, Elroy.
It's not me.
Oh, believe it or not, it's not you.
How
It's,
is it not Elroy?
It's not?
It's DX Jakey. That's who it is.
Well,
Remember
forgetting
Yeah.
the obvious. Forgetting someone who's
Come
on
on, he's
every
in the lower.
episode.
He's in the lower corner. He has something every week.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been able
course,
to keep
Waka,
up the
yes.
pace.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. Plus, like all my stuff, I'll record like 3 segments, and all of a sudden there's an Elroy show with like 3 segments of mine, all in bam, 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 and then
And you're on the panel that
Yes.
week too.
yeah, in the panel, it's just like 3 hours. Yeah. So
And that's what was making me think it's like, oh yeah, it's got to be Elroy. But no, of course it's Waka.
it's
Duh.
not number of segments. I think it's maybe it is. I forget. So I have
I
this
think
list
Waka
too.
wins
Waka-
quality
I think-
and quantity. Let's be honest.
Well, hands down. I mean, he's
Right,
almost
I
doubled
agree,
me
I
up. He's
agree.
got 178. I mean,
Because you know what?
178 is pretty impressive.
What Waka contributed, and I know Waka wasn't alone in doing this because it was done by Kronos as well, but the Game Club, which was fantastic and really just great
Yes.
content.
Mhm.
And I wish we had more of that, but I know how time intensive they were, and it was hard to record with time zones and such. And I think the reason why Waka didn't come to mind first is because Waka is the show. We don't think about Waka as a segment. He's the anchor every week, like at the end of the show, you know, when you're about to hear that noise. So
Right.
it's more than just a segment.
That's nice. Extra number 3, by the way.
Yeah, the last game club we did
Really?
was just me and
Yep.
Shui going through Dreamfall chapters.
Yeah.
That was
And no one else playing
Nobody
it.
else showed up.
We had fun though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we did. It was $3 right before we started it, but yet no one else jumped on. Guess it was a bit daunting after I did what was like 30 minutes recap of what happened in the
Yeah.
earlier games.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that big recap. I mean, there's been so much content, you forget what it all.
Yeah.
except for KT
I think,
Echo, who
one of the-
wrote a note for it all.
Yeah, he wrote enough. Yeah. I think one of my favorite segments,
is
I don't even know if
insane.
it's a segment. What would you classify Mario in his little Rattle-Laka songs? His
Oh,
little
yes.
Rattle-Laka jam.
That's
Oh,
called
Start
love
Fire,
that.
his Metroidvania one.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he did one with Rattle-Laka too. Which
Yeah.
was that? I forget what the beat was. Man, we're doing another Mario song, ain't we? I think
Did
we
one
are.
for
Mario, if you're
Ratalaika?
listening, you know what you got to do.
Yeah, he did
bud.
like what a rat about you or something. I
Oh,
forget.
yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
something like
gosh, I
that.
completely forgot about that.
I mean, that was right down my alley. I knew all them titles. But he nailed it. He nailed it. It was awesome. Yeah.
That's so funny because like whenever I think of the songs that he's done, I always just think of "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Yeah, that was
with
good.
for the Vayners, because that was just so brilliant, it's so good.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't forget my awesome Pikachu. I mean, my Pokemon song. Okay, it was like
That was very good.
episode 6 or something. Okay.
It was good. Then one day I'm gonna rip that from that audio and add
I
it
told
to
you
YouTube.
we could get Pokemon fans to listen to it and watch.
I need to rip all these parodies and add them to our
Yes.
YouTube, so it's easy
Yes.
to find.
Gotta throw gamer gummies up there too.
Gamer gummies, yes.
No, those were all canceled.
We also had Freaky singing the
PG-13.
G-Task. I'm going to be eliminated to... I'm going to be sedated.
Yes. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that one. Once again, like, we're not purposely trying to leave people out. There's just been so much that we we forget. It's been going on for 4 years every single week.
Right, and which is to the point. It's
man,
so many
so
contributions, which is amazing, and we're so fortunate to have all of this happening around us.
Yes, it's been so much fun. I guess I'll go ahead and read another patron comment just to kind of keep this going. Dino Bull, he says, if I had to pick one boost, it would probably be the Doom boost.
Oh, of course you read that one.
That honestly was total coincidence.
Of course it was.
Of course.
Total coincidence.
I don't know. Maybe. Do you have any suggestions of games that he could probably try out if he really enjoyed that Doom game?
That might be a lot like Doom.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just going to keep reading this. He says, we mostly played matches legit, but it was almost always lobbies full of people from the community. But also Crisis, Human Fall Flat, thank you, Waka, Crackdown 3, and Realm Royale were all fun too. I forgot Realm Royale even existed.
I don't think.
Yeah, you're not alone.
And then he also says, and Star Wars Battlefront, and not DayZ, but thank you for the server rocker.
That
Anything
awesome.
we played for Vulgar's Friday community game nights, and Project Winner with Chewy's group.
See,
So there you go.
told you.
Chewy.
That DayZ one, man, that one digressed in a hurry. Like, I went like pretty early on, and it was just normal. Everyone was just kind of like trying to get that long shot, achievement where you're just shooting someone in the face from way off. And then I came back a few days to finish it up, and then like the whole mood had changed. Like, everyone had found all the options, and like I enter, and within 10 seconds, like 5 different people run up like all naked and flip me off in the face, and I'm like, what in the hell? Like, what happened here? Like, it was so bizarre. Like, everyone just kind of found all the options.
Wait, are you
and...
describing DayZ, or are you at school?
It's a typical day.
It was really great actually, because like in video games, like they talk about emergent storytelling, right? This like natural things that happen in a game that like create stories in a game, and it felt like that was like emergent boosting, right? We started, we had no idea what we were doing, and then like over the course of a week or two, like each day we were like, oh, we could do this and we can do that, and then like Rorka was tinkering with the options, and then till finally we like perfected it, and it was like this great like solid unit of just boost. It was great.
Yeah, I played that game for like 10 hours before we figured out what we were doing, and then Rocker set up the server in a perfect manner for boosting, and most people at the end, their final achievement was for shaving, because they had to grow a beard to be able to shave. I think that, I don't remember who it was, but we had one guy I was helping, and when we were done, I told him, go stand in the shed and wait until you can shave. So he did, and a while later he realized, wait, I'm a woman, I can't shave. So I had to start a new character, which basically doubled his playtime.
Oh, that sucks. That's funny. All right, I'll do another
You need to patch in
patron comment.
We're tired
Do
of your
what?
voice. I
You need
got
to
this
patch
one.
in ability for women to shave now. Come on.
Oh,
So Wild West. Oh, hey. I have enjoyed the farm together boosts. Ew. Very thankful to this community for their help and discussion. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Farming.
Yeah, we played that together
So-
like
Farm
2
together.
times.
Farming.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
But that was
People really
fun
dig
in
their
terms
farm
of
games.
like it was just sort of an open invite, like, hey, you want to come jump in? Kenny's very good at simulation games and had a nice farm going there, and Wild West just jumped in and joined us, which was great because Elle spent the entire session asleep in the tractor in a lake. So it was helpful to have somebody else there to
Twice.
actually assist us with things, and
Yeah.
he was cool.
And the achievements pop for me too. So
yeah. I really enjoy doing that, and and the nice thing about Farm Together is, just open a party. If you want to join in, you can join in and get some stuff done or whatever. That's just one of those games. I say it all the time, every time it gets brought up, but it needs to come to Game Pass. That is such a good Game Pass game because it needs people in there. And if it were to come to Game Pass, I imagine that would be another big community thing where I can see a lot of people trying to, farm together. All right. And who would like to read the last patron comment
I'm
for
sorry,
this?
you left off with Farm Together. That was like the perfect zing, and no one said anything. You're farming together and farm together. That was brilliant.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Although I feel like you're a little sarcastic right now.
Ahaiso said that he definitely thought the Bioshock and AC boosts were the best. The boosts themselves were incredibly boring, but just having a big group shooting the breeze for a few hours across multiple nights was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You need
And
that.
I definitely
for those
agree
kinds
with
of
that
boosts.
kind of thing. Absolutely, I do. With the Euro boosting group, I'm doing seriously Gears 1 on the 360, and we've been doing it for over a year now. I think we're getting on to 18 months, literally every single week for about 2 hours at a time. But it's just great. We have a great time. We just chat and, talk about films and it's a great kind of community thing. The boosting is secondary. But when we finally all get set seriously, assuming it all pops for us, we're not entirely sure because the leaderboards stopped working about 6 months ago. So we have no way of knowing what our kill counts are. They're completely.
It didn't help.
People are still unlocking it, but
The leaderboards don't help anyway. Like I remember very distinctly
No.
my kill count at the end of Seriously was 12,005, which is well above the 10,000 or whatever they say it's going to be. So
Jester
it's almost better to
Jester
not
is a
know.
few. Yeah, Jester is definitely a few thousand ahead of us because he was doing it legitimately before we even started, and
Legitimately,
everyone
yeah.
else is like 9,000-10,000, and Jester is like, why hasn't it popped for me yet? Because he should have been there by now. But we're expecting that extra thing. But we do the lock-in around every single time. So hopefully, touch wood, in the next few months we'll all get seriously. But then we'll kind of feel this gaping void in our lives that we'll have to fill with something else.
Seriously,
I'm
3.
sorry.
Fall.
Can you back that up? Like the way you say touch wood, that's like that's our knock on
Knock
wood,
on wood.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, just okay.
I am definitely touching wood.
Hey now.
Come from the guy with the DS with syphilis. I got you.
I mean, well, it doesn't necessarily have syphilis, but
You could
was
catch
passed
it
to
with
it.
You could.
It passed through it. I don't know.
And with that mental image, I'm afraid I have to now leave you guys. So just imagine me as I go and touch wood somewhere else.
touch wood.
I can't do it. I can't do it, especially because, I mean, I could, but I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old sleeping right above me. So I'm.
I thought you were going to
keeping
blame
the
the
volume
humor
down.
mask that you're wearing.
Yes, you'll get a little That's it. But I will love you and leave you guys. Thank you so much for letting me join you and starting early.
I'm so
just
glad
for
you're
me.
able to join.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining us.
we should do this next time officially for a proper one. But
Of course.
adios, amigos.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
See you.
Bye.
Bye, Chucifer.
Oh my
All
goodness. Good entry
Whoa.
keyword. That's one the keyword. I couldn't think of the word. Good entry keyword for those in chat on Twitch, Nate. I appreciate that one.
Look, he's taking a drink. He appreciates it himself, too.
All right. And
We'll
then
take Torchwood.
I guess for
Get
our,
out of here.
our second
Mental being mental.
topic. Our second topic also comes from a high. So he says, I have a question for the cast members. Over the past few years, what is your favorite moment that could not have happened if you weren't a H101 staff?
I got this one, and I feel like it might be the answer
Go for it.
from a lot of people. Maybe not necessarily you guys, but a ton of people in the chat. So I have the completion for Human Fall Flat, and the initial 1,000 and the first couple DLCs were because of Waka. But while he was running around doing all the cool stuff, I kind of figured out how to play the game by myself. So I've gotten a couple of the recent DLCs on my own, and I never would have even attempted the game if Waka sort of hadn't guided me through the initial, whatever. And again, I feel like a lot of people probably are in the same boat.
Yeah,
But
I've
Yeah,
completed
absolutely.
the game for around 100 people right now.
Wow.
awesome and
Whew.
insane.
Man.
Wow. But yeah,
100?
I wouldn't probably even have the game on my tag if not for Waka, and now I have the completion, and most of it is because of you. But
Yeah,
a
like
solid
like
chunk
Pug
is
said,
my own.
he looked at my play count and said, "Yeah, that you must not be very good at that game if it took you that long to complete it."
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness! I just looked up Human Fall Flat. I've got 12 hours in it. Waka has 110 hours in it.
But that's
if you've
110
seen him
hours of
play, you
walking
know that he's not
100
just
people
standing
through it.
around. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like he doesn't dilly dally. Like you turn around and he's like halfway up a wall, like across the way. You know, like
I don't like this
you're like,
level,
okay,
so I'm
Waka,
just
what
going
do
to
we
climb
do?
out of the castle and
yeah, like what do we
Sequence
do?
break
You
it.
turn
Yep.
around and he's like, he's like all the way going up the wall. It's like, oh my, yeah. So he
Yeah.
carried
Yeah,
me
that's-
through it too.
Now-
so.
that's my answer. I wouldn't even have it on
Now,
my tag.
X, here's the
but now I know
real
how to play.
question.
Okay.
Do you have beep when you play that game now?
Like what?
What?
Do you have fun
the
playing that
F
game?
word.
Oh,
Yes.
You know what? I'll be honest.
that went over everybody's head.
The couple DLCs that I've done on my own, I actually did enjoy them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
just
I had
couldn't-
beat, but
I
they
mean,
were
Waka's the crazy person. I know he
entertaining.
likes it, but I cannot get my handle. I cannot play those games. No. TRDS is even worse.
So, along the lines of Human Fall Flat, I really enjoyed when our stream of the delivery one of me,
Yeah.
Elle, Michelle, and Corey,
Oh.
where we started at so late at night. I think we started at like 10:30, 11 or something like that. So we were getting to the point where we were all slap happy trying to do these physics games. I know we got that stream somewheres on YouTube.
The
That
best
was a
part of
lot of
that
fun.
stream was Elle and I had bounced earlier, and you and Corey were still playing, and you had to deliver a treasure chest somewhere. And so, like, you were piloting the plane, and Corey had fallen out of the plane, I think, but was holding onto it, and the treasure chest was holding onto the other. It was this, like, complete series of disasters, but you managed to finish the quest, whatever it was you had to do. But it was also, like, already past midnight at that point, and everyone was just delirious, and it was a good time. And that's Fug remembers farting on each other constantly was part of the allure of TRDS.
if we're
I
sharing
forgot about that.
specific human fall flat memories, the one where you have to, I think the achievement's called like polarize or whatever, where you zap yourself with the cable. Waka
Oh, yeah.
was like, "Here, grab this and put it in the red one." So I grabbed it and I put it in the red one, and then zap, and then I died. And then he's just like totally nonchalant, "Just kidding."
Yep. I got the same treatment.
Okay.
You do that to
Always
everyone.
do that with everyone going
hazing
through that
everyone.
level.
That was fantastic. I had no idea what I was doing at this time. All right, let me contribute in any way.
And it
Well, you
probably
did
took
get
like
an
what?
achievement for it.
I did get an achievement for it.
It probably took like 5 minutes to figure out how to pick up the I was like, so I don't know. The joke, you're probably like, okay, this. Come on, just pick up the stupid cable. And, yeah.
And in P Tartan chat, so many sticky hands in Human Fall Flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things about it. Human Fall Flat, grabbing someone, just throwing them off the cliff with yourself.
Yeah, when someone's
Yep.
just idling, that's just sort of fair game at that point.
Oh yeah, just to see how many times to throw them off. Anybody else have anything else?
Well, for me, it kind of just, I don't know. When I first started the whole podcasting thing, Elle and I, we had our run. And when I started that, I think Elle was my only friend on TA, and I really didn't know how to use the site. I kind of still don't, but I've
Right.
learned a lot over the years. Learned like what, secret achievements are. Like I remember one segment, it was so bad. Like I think it was that arcade something. It was some arcade rip-off game. It was like a bunch of little mini games on it. And so my whole gist of the segment is that this game sucks because you have no idea what you're supposed to do because all the achievements just won't tell you what you're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden you pop one. And then like at the end, after I had gone on about this for 10, 15 minutes, I think it was either X or or someone, whoever it was, I think it was a VSS. They were like, you can change the settings to where you can see what those say, right? And I had no idea. I had gone on.
I think that was me. I think that was me, like super early on.
Like, what the hell is wrong
like
with
totally
you? Like,
unscripted in the middle of a segment. Like, wait a minute, what is he talking about?
I'm like, this is so stupid. Like every single one. This is a secret. Like, what's the funny? And so so I've had some pretty bad.
That's such an Elroy thing.
Yeah, it was so bad, and so I've really learned a lot about it.
Is a computer teacher.
I am. It's true. I'm not a website teacher.
He does not know how to use settings. It's a picture of a gear, Elroy.
I just recently learned how to change up my page, because anyway, it's still a struggle. I keep. I recently, I did some renovations to it and whatnot, but. Anyway, so thank you to all for being patient with me as I learn how to use TA and all that. And part of the cool thing for me has just been interviewing like people and talking to people in the community. It's like I see that I'm just like, hey, you want to do a segment? And then we'll figure something out and we just come up with some weird ideas. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. And we'll just start making segments. So... we got a little teaser here. We got an exciting segment coming up, a brand new concept with Umplebeast. I told him I'd plug it, so there you go. I have no idea.
There's the plug.
Is it called Florida Man?
Might as well have. So be on the lookout for that one. That's the newest one. That's the newest concept we floated. We'll see how that goes. So I don't want to build up the expectations too high, but it kind of had an Achievement Wild Hunters feel to it. So,
oh boy.
So thank you,
everybody off of
wow.
segment.
As soon as you say that, Donable in chat goes, "Bring back Achievement Wild."
Hey, he's a veteran of the show.
He chatted that before you mentioned it. So
yes,
that was not like
my boy Bull, man. We talked some skunks together. So
oh my god,
yeah.
That's the wildest, no pun intended, segment that you have done.
You can't
Thank you, appreciate it.
choosing obvious comments and saying no pun intended. Come on. Let me read through. Let me talk about beast.
I'll jump.
Go for it. Yes.
So,
yeah, just jump in.
I'll jump in. My favorite thing about this whole thing is definitely the community. The fact that I have not had to join a TA session in years. If you need an achievement, you go to General Boosting channel and someone will help you, even if they have the achievement. That's what I found. You can make there's people that are willing to help you with just about everything. And I've met so many people, obviously, because of achievements, because of multiplayer achievements. I've met so many people online, in person. And that's always my favorite thing. It's just the camaraderie. Even though we all hate each other, we still manage to put out good content. So that's that works out really well. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, having a massive community, especially a Discord. Discord is amazing. It is wild to me that some people don't have it or aren't on it all as much as like some of us are, because it's the perfect thing to use to like not paying attention to work, or you just take a minute. It's all right. Well, who's on Discord and just start talking and completely forget about what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, just
talk to someone about whatever, especially if I were Discord, because there's so many channels.
Who's the top
Literally
poster
anything at any point.
I know that like every once in a while people just put exclamation mark rank and then like everyone does it. Who's like the number one poster in Discord now?
Corey and Fug, probably.
I guess I'm going to vote Mental Knight on that one.
Ooh, going off the board.
The bots room.
I don't know. Maybe
Although
not.
somebody else find it.
Maybe Noth, since he posts like 20 messages every time he posts one.
Well, it only gives you experience for like once a minute or something, right? So you can't cheese that too much.
I'll say I know Fog and L was always way up there.
I forgot
Yeah.
what to type. I'm number 3.
Isn't it?
That's why I think it's.
I don't know. It's like exclamation mark rank. I don't know. It seems
Somebody
like
help us.
I don't know how
We
to
don't
do
know what
it.
we're doing.
Well,
I
while you attempt that,
I'm the
I'll
idea
go
guy
next.
here. I was just throwing it out there. I'm sure.
Corey.
I'm sure
tell us.
KT Echo could tell
Something
us.
that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been stopped was that I sent out a call for help in the PC MOBA Battle Royale Eternal Return. And at the moment, it was maybe 5-6 months after release and nobody had completed it. But I had just gotten the most difficult achievement in the game while playing by myself. But then I needed a team for one of the stupidest achievements I ever seen, which is for dying within 10 seconds of a match or 15 seconds or whatever. But it's
What?
practically
That's an
impossible
awesome
to do
achievement, actually.
unless you have like 5 people starting where you are and hitting you at the same time. It's one of the dumbest achievements I've ever seen. But I sent out a call and the people showed up. Mental Knight, he ran 3 accounts at the same time. Retro Chief, I think, had 2 computers going at once. And I know Ben L was there with an alt. He didn't know at all what he was doing, but I'm thankful for his help. And Noth was there as well, and Kronos. But at one particular moment, we were really, really close to me getting that achievement finally, after playing for hours. And we had everyone start right next to each other, and I ran into the middle of the group. Everybody started hitting me, and then we have Ben L running circles around me. And I lose it with like 1 second, or I die 1 second after. And I got so upset. I don't think I've been so angry playing a computer game for a very long time. And Noth completely lost it when I did. And he was just started laughing at me. And he said that he was going to stop playing right now and get a new group so he could get the achievement before me. He
I
didn't
love
do
and
that,
hate that
but
achievement.
it was a funny moment. I got really upset, and we eventually got the achievement. We figured it out, and I was the first person on TA to complete the game.
That's awesome.
No, I'm not. There are 2 people who have,
It's so good.
who have completed it right now. But yeah, it's just that moment. I got so angry and completely lost it. Started cursing in the headset, and I know it's not your fault, Ben. It's not your kind of game at all, but
But you
It's
can
okay.
blame
You
him.
still blame him.
no, he really helped out. You can't do everything.
I wish I would have been there just to hear you curse and scream. Just because that's like so unlike you.
Yeah.
Hearing you do.
Were you cursing in
and screaming
English
would
or
just be
Swedish?
funny.
Both, probably.
I remember
It's a
Elroy telling a story
Swanglish.
of getting help in Minecraft from you, Waka, ages ago, and
Oh,
Elroy just
man.
explained
Yeah.
your
Toilet
infinite
Minecraft.
patience, and so it's hard to think about that against the story you're telling
It's-
now.
I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, I can vouch. He's a very delightful
couldn't
guy.
I couldn't tell if he was trolling or not at some point.
Surely nobody could be this bad.
I actually, Foof and I discussed that story recently, and I like seriously,
Yep.
I had no idea. I didn't know like. I was just like I was like a wild monkey or something because I had no idea. Like you tell me to just like click on the chest and like I just beat it to death with my fist and then like and I'm like throwing stuff everywhere and then it was terrible and then the cart mental
my
night
favorite moment there was the cart.
the cart I got
Because you were supposed to get into the minecart and go back and forth on a track to get an achievement.
yes. I got jacked.
Instead, you pushed the cart and it just flew off.
No, I got jacked, man. Those cats took it, man. Those wild.
That's the second time. We restarted the level, and then you got that cat achievement, and when you left the cat pit that we had created, the cats ran away, and they ran into the minecart just as you were trying to get into it, and the cat just ran out of there with the minecart.
I mean, it takes a special Minecraft player to have a cat steal their minecart. I mean, that's next level.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Elroy, I think you went like really in depth on a VSS once, and it was less so you explaining your downfall and more so just like a 10-minute apology to Waka.
Yes, that sounds accurate. I mean, and just to give you an idea of the patience that Waka has, like after witnessing this just poop show, man, of me limping through the first one, he then offers to do the next one with me. And I mean, it would have been a perfect out. He'd been like, "Oh yeah, I see the time. Oh, I gotta go." But no, he stuck it out and did like the window stack with me. And I mean, I think I did a little better. I wasn't quite as bad the second time around. Maybe a third. I don't know.
I would hope so.
I mean, I kind of figured out a little bit, a few things. I didn't get jacked for my card or anything, but yeah, that was that was so bad. That was my favorite boosting with Walk. I don't know. Running around doing that curse game with you was pretty good too, though. But
is that where
you complained the entire time?
Oh, God.
Like, you and Big L just constantly complained about the game.
Yeah, you didn't get me that
what
damn
game?
freezer.
Oh shoot!
Cuisine Royale. They've changed.
I was like, I don't remember it being a bad thing. I remember my
bad.
first experience with it was just like we all got in a Jeep. Like there's like 3 dudes in underwear in a Jeep, and then like some dude was trying to kill us, and we just drove off into a lake, and we all drowned. And like I'm just sure the guy was like
sitting
what?
there at the bottom of the lake and drowning, so we're gonna restart the game.
Yeah. But I'm sure it just looked hysterical from that guy's point of view. Like what in the world? Oh man,
Who coined Angel
funny.
Waka?
Oh man,
I think that happened during that
I think
anniversary show because
it definitely was
the first or second anniversary show, right? It was like
Oh,
Waka was in a room
it
where
turned-
the
Dark
there
room.
were windows behind you, as I recall, Waka, and so as the night went on and then turned into morning, like you just became this like glorious silhouette, and so it was just like the angel Waka
Yeah, I had
was
the sun
born.
right behind me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that was our
Yes.
first year. So that's been
Yeah.
a thing for 3 years now, Waka.
3 years.
Right.
Angel Waka
That's
looks
crazy.
over us all. I'm waiting for
Yeah,
the
see-
transformation. No pressure.
Yeah, I don't see the wings.
I'm in the basement right now, so the sun is going up soon, but we won't see much of it.
So you learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh man,
Oy vey.
But it,
Yeah. Walker right now is 6 hours ahead of us, so
God bless.
yeah.
Yeah,
By
it's
the way,
3:23.
But importantly,
Mental
is that a
Life
fan
has
on your ceiling?
No, that's that's a ceiling light.
Oh man, I was
Oh,
hoping it was.
distract lighting.
I was hoping it was an awesome pull-up bar or something, man.
Well, if I can turn it on and you'll get that effect.
All right.
Uh-oh.
The Angel Waka may make an appearance yet. You were starting to say something
that's why I
about
thought he
Mental
was
Night.
about to like grab a remote.
Like that.
I
Is
was
that
gonna
better?
I thought he was going to do a pull up.
I know. That's why I was
That was
excited.
just a light switch.
Yeah,
I was
So.
hoping it was a
pull up
cool
there,
pull
just
bar.
turn the entire thing just fall on top of
Oh,
me.
look at he's got a halo. This is terrific.
Yes. It's happening. Goodness.
You were gonna say something, El?
Oh, I was just going to tell X that Mental has a paltry 15,600 messages and is
I saw that
number
actually.
21.
I'm 22 and he's
21.
21. I thought
Yeah,
he spoke
okay,
way more than I do.
I was
of
going to
my
tell
game.
you, yeah. That,
Yeah, those leaderboards is.
I don't
We
know
still
how
have
to
not
give
news
how
number
easy.
one. I was 44. I don't think I'm in the running.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fug is number 1. He's level 83. Number 2 is Corey
Look
at
at
level
number 1.
80.
Yeah. I'm number 3.
Number 3 is L at level 77.
I'm number
Oh,
3,
is
and
it?
Fuck has 10,000 more messages than I do.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It really isn't.
Fuck.
I thought I'd be higher
I
in this.
can't.
I'm at 13.
Man.
Wow, I've got 22,000 messages in this server. And Fuck has 56.5.
Where in the world are y'all seeing this list at?
Fuck doesn't sleep.
It was posted in
Go to the
podcast discussion over.
Oh, okay. I was looking at general. Yeah.
never
Nice.
stay away from general.
Just
Everyone.
keep it moving. Yeah.
Look at Knopf. You know, Knopf does talk a lot. He's got 21.6 thousand messages.
He's like a late arrival to the Discord too.
Get a life, Knopf.
He
Or
has
just
a
put
life.
all your
It's all
or
about
put
the
your
potato.
thought into one single message. Don't like divide it up into 20 messages every time.
All right.
Oh, dang.
Anybody
yeah.
else have any memories or anything they want to discuss? I don't want to cut it off short. Like, this has been fun. So, like, whatever.
You know, I think in a more selfish sort of answer, and I can't speak for you guys, but I can speak for myself, and it's like something that AH101 has allowed me to do is feel a lot more comfortable with this, like being on a podcast, hearing my own voice and things, like bringing commentary to something that's going to be heard by an audience that's broader than just the people I'm in party with. And that's actually helped a lot outside of AH101 too. So when I'm working on things for work, I learned how to edit a podcast here, and that's a skill I bring to work now. So that's been cool.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
It's not as fun as all the game stories and things like that, but they're actually things taking from here that are helping in other facets of my day to day. So that's been super cool for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've actually, along the same lines, I've been doing a little bit of video editing and audio editing and whatnot at work, and excuse me, on another project that I want to start soon. And this has helped tremendously in those. And yeah, I mean, if you go back, and I don't recommend it, but if you go back and listen to like at level 0 of the podcast, you listen to me then and listen to me now, it is absolutely day and night. It is too cringy for me to even listen to. I tried. It's hard. I hate the sound of my voice as is, but trying to listen to me 4 years ago, 200 levels ago, oh, it's awful.
So,
It
like,
was so bad.
but I've heard you say that before. So, at what point did you think it changed? About what level?
Probably like 207.
When I got comfortable,
Yeah, like last week.
Tomorrow.
man, it probably wasn't till like at least level 25, 30, something like that, to where I got comfortable doing this.
Mhm.
But honestly, it might have even been later than that. It took me a while doing it. It's like, it's funny because when we first started talking about doing this, I'm like, yeah, let's do the podcast. It's no big deal. We just sit down behind the microphone, press record, release it, good to go. Real easy, We talk all the time in party chat. How hard can it be? Wow. I was wrong. I was so wrong. So stupid. There's so much that goes into getting it all edited and put together and released. And I don't know what it is, but sitting behind a microphone is completely different than sitting behind a microphone with an Xbox controller in your hand in party chat. I don't know what it was different in my mind, but it was. Yeah, it took me a while before I actually got like comfortable with all this.
So you say you don't like it when people make you uncomfortable then? So, Foof,
I don't like where this is going.
I love
just
wherever
curious.
this is going.
I was just curious, like, who's your favorite other host to record with?
I'm not going to answer that.
Oh,
I remember you doing that last
did
year.
that last time.
I'm not going to say. There's no good answer for that.
The answer is Lady Licky.
Oh man!
Yeah, I'm not answering that.
For what it's worth, I'm not putting my name in the running. But the one single segment that you and I did, I don't think there's been such controversy
Oh
in the
my
whole
God.
podcast as that one segment. So that's
And
something.
the funny part about that is Dragon's Lair.
You son
So
of a
we did
bitch.
the Dragon's Lair review, first of all. I had legitimately no idea how big of a game that was. And when X and I recorded that, oh my God, the crap show that was started in Discord. I think we would have been like legitimately punched in the face if we were in person with everyone saying what we
I agree.
said.
We went in.
I had no idea how important it was.
We went in genuinely
since then, I've
completely
seen
blind. We had no idea.
No idea.
That was bad.
And like I've watched so many like videos afterwards of like retro gaming or whatever, a new game, and they go, yeah, and the Dragon's Lair was a real big influence on me making this game. And I'm like, I cannot believe how important this game was, and like X and I were totally in the dark on it.
We just trashed it because it was awful. Everyone
terrible,
hated us for
right?
like a solid 3 months. It was bad.
Well, you were not wrong in 2022 or
Thank
2020
you.
or wherever
Right.
when you did it.
Well, I think
Because
that-
the gameplay is horribly outdated.
Right. People didn't really take an issue with the view on the gameplay. It's that you both clearly did zero research. And
Yes.
the discussion that we had past that too is, is that something that's necessary when you're doing review? Like, do you owe the review an obligation? And I think most of us would argue if you're doing a remake, you should at least, or a re-release or something, you should at least know where the product comes from. And then you can totally rate it against the product of its time. But while we're on the topic of reviews, Kenny, there was one review you did, I believe, with Corey. And I think it's my favorite review thing that we ever had on the podcast. And it was one where you guys like talked about the game before you played it at all. You're like, here's what we think this game is going to be like. And then there was like a little intermission music. And then you came back and you were like, oh no.
Void
But just that
Vikings.
format,
Void Vikings.
That
That's
was
what
it.
it was.
that
I
format
knew it was
was,
something Vikings.
great.
Yeah, it was great. I want to see that return.
Honestly, I totally forgot we did that. But yeah, if anyone doesn't know what that is, like Michelle said, we got the game, we did no research on it, recorded what we thought it was going to be, had a little bit of intro, and then did our actual review. And I remember looking at it and going, dude, this is going to be a good game. I'm hyped for this. I can't wait. And it was just an awful game. Void Vikings is so bad. I was so upset. We actually stole that format from another podcast that we both listened to. Well, Corey listened to at the time, and I listen to now.
There's an
I need
important
to
We,
revisit that.
question in the chat,
Yeah.
actually. Jay Black wants to know when you're going to do those Burger King games, Kenny.
That face,
okay,
that
you
was
know what?
priceless.
I forgot I had them. I want to do them. Okay, no, fair point. Okay, so
Ate them.
my last computer has been down. It's been not good to do any type of streaming with. I got a new computer, new setup. Hopefully this all looks good and it's working as well as it looks like it's working. So I'm gonna get on those. I am gonna stream them. I know they're right over there, so I'll pull them out. We'll start
Go
streaming
get them. Prove it.
Right, you are on
What
camera.
are these Burger
I
King?
will.
Burger King games?
Yes.
I guess I
They
don't know
put
what
out
they are.
3
Is
games.
that kind of like
Sneak
Burger
King,
Time or what is this?
My gosh, what are the other ones?
Big Bumpin',
Pocket Bike Racer.
Big Bumpin', Sneak King, and then...
I don't know anything.
Pocket
about
Bike
Burger
Racer.
King.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I just grabbed the one because it was the first one I saw.
All right. And you
BP
threw it on the floor in the trash
42069
where it
did-
belongs.
Did Sneak King last year. But was that a BCM thing, BP, or did you just do that
2069.
because that seemed like a good idea at the time?
man, BP.
Because Sneak King is hard, if I recall.
Yeah,
Right? Like
It
it's
is.
not easy. You have to get all the S ranks or the A ranks or something. The basic premise is fine. You're sneaking around trying to feed Burger King to people or trying to take Burger King from people. I don't
Sounds
remember.
terrible.
That does sound like an awful
As
game.
if that mascot isn't creepy enough. Now you're
Yeah,
going
exactly.
around and
That's
force
what makes
feeding them.
it
I mean,
That's what makes it so great. You've got that giant, creepy, static king head.
yes.
Elroy,
Yes, surprise him with a beak king.
I'd advise
Okay,
you to
thanks,
look
James.
up a trailer for Sneaking because that thing is something else.
I will.
I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna go in blind.
No, you got to
when I can.
experience it
Yes.
live. Yeah. Yeah, BP's takeaway was, and it was a backlog thing, okay, but it was challenging and creepy. So good luck, Kenny.
Oh boy. And I just looked up when I streamed the Dragon's Lair trilogy, That was June 8th of 2019.
2019.
So a little over 3 years ago.
Oh, man. Whew.
Dude, that was a long time ago. Wow.
Right? Little over 3 years ago, I streamed it, and then we would have recorded it like
I think the next
a
day
week
or,
or
the day
two
after.
afterwards.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, whatever.
I don't remember. It would, if we didn't record it the next day, it would have been released the week or two after that. So, man, now I want to go back through and listen to that review.
God, people hated us for so long. We were pariahs in the chat.
Oh my gosh, so good.
You're just
Love it.
millennials
Let's do it again. What other game
talking
can
without
can
thinking.
poop on.
Oh, we were totally typical millennials. Like I said, we never. And then Don Bluth, like we had no idea he was a big
Right,
deal.
like why do I care about Domenico Blumenthal? Like,
Don't you dare laugh at that.
I forgot you named him that. Oh,
Someday,
so good.
X,
Nate's
when
getting
you're
mad.
an older man and somebody messes up the lead singer of, the only person in Nine Inch Nails, and you're going to be like, how dare you? You should
Wow.
know. You will understand. You will understand.
Oh, man.
I hate you.
Taka and Resner.
I have to go to the chat. Jay Bloch, he just mentioned one of the best musical ensembles in any video game. The theme song to Purple Chicken Spaceman. Thanks, man.
Oh, so good.
Yes, it is.
All right, I'm
Look.
wanting to stream something. I wanted to stream one of these games. Oh, that was a fun stream. That was an aggravating stream
hit me up.
too, dude. Oh my god.
Kenny,
I'm
you
gonna say it
can,
on air. Hit me up. Let's make it happen.
Thank you, Parry Grip.
Oh man, it holds up. It holds up.
Oh, it's so good.
Kenny, you can steer
Yeah,
the ship
that was
into the
such a
next segment.
frustrating
So
stream.
you can get to streaming
No
maybe
segments. Stats.
at some point. Yeah, the next part of the show.
Okay.
This show has
So-
no segments.
No, it does.
It really
We
does.
actually
It
have
does.
show notes tonight.
We have a rundown
That's
document.
nice.
We have a doc.
So
Yeah, we have the doc, but it's
People want
It's
it's
to.
mostly us
suggestion,
just sitting
not a
there
rule.
talking.
Do people want to sit here for several hours? Because I know how long the longest episode was and how long the shortest episode was.
Okay, I want to hear those.
Thank you, KT Echo.
Yeah, thank you, KT Echo. That's clearly how Elle knows it. What are those statistics?
I don't have exact times, but we have had 3 episodes that have gone longer than 4 hours,
Oh my goodness.
and we've
I'm
had
so sorry.
5 episodes that have been. We've had 5 episodes under 1 hour.
Really?
Those 5 episodes
Those must be early.
had to have been the first couple.
Yeah,
Yes,
that one
they're
surprises
probably-
me. The 4 hours does not. The under one does.
And
So-
Well, 'cause
KT Echo
early
says
on
that
we were
Elroy was responsible for the long ones.
Well, early on,
What'd
remember,
you
we
just say, Elle?
separated out content, so yeah. Sorry, El.
Yes. We only just put a panel out, and then we put out
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So this is something I actually just looked up. I know I have all of the docs for all the levels still, and I looked at the first one, and it is like 3/4 of a page long. And I know we are aiming for right at an hour to record, and I think we came in at like 58 minutes or something like that. So like we are really good. Now we shoot for an hour and a half. It's just like, oh cool, we only did 2 hours.
The KT Echo, he sent me this list as well, and he said that.
Elroy, you're stealing my thunder over here, brother.
Oh man, well this is. He says
Hey,
every
I'm
time
walking
Elroy.
here.
Every time Elroy joins the main panel, the podcast is on average 20 minutes longer.
How do you even get those stats?
I don't know. That's next level, man.
T Echo, what is your stat book on us?
It's
That's amazing.
is he the Burger King guy?
He said the shortest episode was episode 11 at 29 minutes, and episode 100 was 4 hours and 25 minutes.
Oh my god, that's so long.
Yeah, we should probably not have put segments in with those milestone episodes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Wait, we put segments in with the milestone episodes?
Yes.
Whose
that's
idea was
probably
that, Kenny?
Kenny.
Look, we've learned a lot through the years of
Right.
what to do and what not to do.
So
Specifically,
were
don't
made.
have Elroy on 5 different things on
So-
one episode.
Yes, yes. I
So
think
the whole
that's the one he's
episode-
talking about.
level 100 was one 4-hour episode. Elroy, the one where Elroy was in every segment, was the other one, and there was a third one, which was level 89, which is the one where we lamented on our pain after Borderlands 2 was completed.
Oh my
So
god.
Oh man.
That one was so bad.
oh.
did we have Prue
That
on
was
for
bad.
that
Wait,
one? Did we have Prue on for that one?
89?
Yeah.
Yeah, Prue was on for that. That's so long ago. That doesn't feel like that long ago.
We're still playing it, don't worry.
I don't
It
want
just
to play
feels like-
anything Borderlands.
But the average podcast is 2.5 hours, which is about right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. That's some impressive math,
So-
honestly. Like to compile all
Yeah,
that.
that's really
That's
impressive.
awesome.
Right? It's a wonder.
Thank you, KT.
The 29 minutes one, though, I got to go back to it. I want to listen to that one. What was that? Episode 11, 29
Listen up.
minutes. That's wild. That's so short.
I think that was one where I couldn't make it. So you guys
That was in the pre-Koosh times.
went wild.
Was that pre-Koosh?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, I joined in 7. That was my
Nate,
first
when did
one.
you join?
And then Koosh was
Uh,
like 20 something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
20
20s.
somewhere.
Yeah, I think.
I was say I thought Nate joined in like 23
I like
or
to
something.
think I'm in my 20s.
Well, we're all saying 20s, so it must be 20s.
Something like that. All right, but yeah. I guess we'll go into the game showcase. Now,
But why?
for time's sake, let's try not to make it super, super long, but at the same time, like, you can go ahead and talk about whatever.
KT Echo
Um,
just added Koosh was 19, so we were all wrong. Literally all of us.
Oh, wow.
20 is close
That was the
to
first
19.
appearance of Nate.
Well, Wait, but
Close.
does that count
said like
episode
20?
0? Is that episode 0 subtracts 1?
Oh, that's true.
That might be 20.
Oh,
That's
we might
true.
have a loophole.
Yeah.
It's true.
But yeah, game showcase. Nate, you're first up.
Okay, since I have no idea how we're going to run the segment, I'll just tell you what I'm playing. I am playing Phineas and Ferb, The Quest for Cool Stuff.
I like cool stuff.
Yeah, once again, because of the Red Ring of Death contest, I'm trying to play some 360 stuff that's
that makes
not
sense.
too long, and it's in my backlog. It's been sitting there, and it's never been started, so it's a great synergy with the Bean Dive. So I'm bean diving and completing all in like a 2 or 3 day span. This game, I did not watch the source. Oh, it's also a crossover, right? So it's like from a cartoon
Mhm.
that was on TV, apparently for some people. Probably Kenny's
Wait,
watched
you
it.
don't know
That's all
Phineas
it
and
is.
Ferb?
I know that it's
Aren't
a
you offended,
cartoon.
Kenny? Aren't you
I never
offended
watched
by
it.
his not knowing? So,
Yeah. Yeah. How does that feel, Kenny? How does that feel to have your childhood mocked?
X, have you watched Phineas and Ferb?
Truthfully, I have not watched it, but my students,
All right, I'm
I teach high school, like 15 through 18. My students are all about Phineas and Ferb. I thought it was a show for much younger kids, but I got teenagers all about Phineas and Ferb. So
I never even heard
It's
of
such
it.
a good show.
I don't know.
Well, this game not only is it a backwards compatible 360, or no, it's not backwards compatible. It's non-backwards compatible.
Gross.
It's a brand new game to me. It's a crossover. It's a platformer. I like platformers. It's very short. I'm gonna get this done in like 3 sittings of like 2 hours each.
That's not bad.
And it's a competent platformer. It's not horrible. There are a couple jumps that are kind of challenging, so I'm like a little surprised that kids can manage them. There's no run button. I know that there's no run button that would make a long jump easier, but you have to kind of like walk off the ledge then jump in a couple places, and it's a fun game. It's not bad. So if you've got it hanging around somewhere, it's easy points.
yeah,
There you go.
I played it a few years ago, knowing almost nothing about the show, and actually it was enjoyable as a game. Honestly, it really was.
Yeah, it's not super annoying. The cutscenes are not skippable, but thankfully they're not terribly long, like the dialogue cutscenes. So, yeah, kind of cool.
You talk about how this is a hard platformer, you're surprised kids can play it. But then you grew up in the age of like Aladdin and the Lion King.
No,
and
I was
Mario.
saying, well, that's we're tougher stock than you.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Okay.
What I was saying is that there are a
I wasn't
couple jumps
expecting
that are there are a couple jumps that are difficult, and I was a little surprised. Like a couple I was going to do, and I was like, oh man, this would be complicated for Kenny.
Can you imagine playing a game like that now, getting 3 lives, and then when you lose them all, you have to start from the beginning? That's
insane.
how we used to do back in the day.
That sounds awful.
No rewind
chance.
button.
So I played Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, we're not saying we want to go back to that.
No. And but I played Phineas and Ferb shortly after the Xbox One had come out. And I honestly don't remember any of the specific details here, but there was a thing with the Xbox One where you could do like a pass through to put your cable box or something like that. I don't even remember. But I played all of Phineas and Ferb, and I'm like, this game is so laggy. How does anyone play this? It's because I had hooked up my Xbox with this pass-through thing and increased the difficulty substantially. I figured it out like in the last third or so. I'm like, wait a second, this just doesn't. Why do all of my Xbox 360 games feel like this? But yeah, I seem to recall the same thing. It was, it's fine. Like that's the word for it. It's fine. But don't play it with the pass-through.
Most tie-in games.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely forgettable, that game. I played it and I don't remember a single thing about it other than that their heads were shaped like triangles.
You don't remember a platypus with a hat? I thought that would stick out to you.
It didn't.
Come on, you love critters. Come on.
I do.
Yeah.
I cannot believe he doesn't remember Perry the Platypus.
Oh, is that like the detective platypus?
Yeah.
Okay, I do remember that.
The secret agent.
Yeah.
Next segment, Detective Critters.
I do remember that. Okay, I do remember one thing about that game. Yeah.
Perry the Platypus is like the best thing from that show. And Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
No idea.
Yeah. I didn't think so. You're the one person I know would not know anything about that show. And that's also including Waka, who is not from America.
Nope, know nothing about it.
I would be shocked if Waka knew anything about Phineas and Ferb.
What kind of name is Ferb anywhere?
What kind of name is Phineas? No, I like the name Phineas.
That's a great name. No,
that is a great name. Yeah,
Ferb.
I have a stuffed seal named Phineas.
I hear
I was waiting for Waka to be like, well, Ferb is actually a very common name over here in Sweden or something.
Well, I read somewhere that
exactly 0 Ferbs.
Exactly
I read that you can your DS can give you Phineas. Is what I hear.
Gosh,
that's right. You don't want to compound that Phineas with any other STDs. That's bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, good lord!
If Ferb has children, Ferb's child could be called Refurb.
Mental Light said in chat, it's one of the finniest names he's ever heard. That's a top-notch pun, my man.
Yes, sir. Good one, Dwight. Love it.
All right. Next game on the list would be from L. What game do you want to talk about?
Mario would be proud of that.
Well, we were supposed to be brief and then talk for 45 minutes about a platypus. So I'm going to talk about a different animal.
I said be brief, but let's be honest. We're all just shooting. We're all just talking. The doc is just a suggestion of what to talk about next.
There we go. More like guidelines than rules.
I'm going to since Elroy's on, I'm going to talk about a Ratalaika game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about Mycetopia. So Mycetopia is a Ratalaika Metroidvania game. And it is honestly a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So it's something like, a 1.5 instead of a 0.5.
That's a really low bar.
Well,
not wrong.
It was playable. For some reason,
that's where you're setting it.
That bar is so low.
All right,
really
it's playable.
is the bar,
right.
Listen, you never played a game
functions that as a video game.
You never played a game you enjoyed in spite of it being not so great? Come on, I'm sure you have.
Drago 2.
Oh boy.
Hold up, what?
Oh boy.
I think Waka's created a whole segment of that.
Mycetopia is kind of a weird wonder. Yeah, the B button is the attack button, which is just terrible right off the bat.
That is
It should-
terrible. Oh my god.
It should be X, but you do get a double jump pretty much right away, so that's awesome. The good news is that it's not a long game. I mean, it's definitely
It is
mature-
Ratalaika.
It
It's
is
a rat,
Ratalaika.
right?
Well, a lot of times the list is not long, but the game itself is longer than the list. This is actually one of those. You don't have to beat the whole game to get all the achievements. But,
Well, that's a blessing.
big but, and I cannot lie,
Sounds like
there
Foxy,
is
man.
a buggy achievement, and it's, of course, the last achievement of the game. And I knew about this achievement going in, but I didn't really know how to get around it. And so the good news is there's a character, Aunt Rose, that is the last character you're supposed to save, but sometimes she just appears in the town already saved, and you didn't save her yet, so you cannot unlock that achievement. The good news is that once you beat the game the first time, you can skip some of the achievements, like getting all the pieces of fountain and stuff like that. So you can go through in like 10 or 15 minutes and just go right to the end and do it. So I don't really have much to say. I enjoyed this game. I don't know. Maybe I need to play something good.
Did you complete it?
Yeah. I went back and... Oh, no. I didn't go ahead and keep going. Because I was so mad at the glitch thing. Because my good save would have been the first one where I got 7 of the 10 pieces of fountain or whatever. So I would have kept going there. But once I...
What in the world?
I did not know.
Oh, wait. I
didn't
can't
like
let
it
you
that
off the
much.
hook here.
I don't know.
Wait. So you did not go back
Crap.
and complete the game? Because, I always compare this. Whenever you talk about one of these rats, I always compare. And I'm just glancing at it here.
Yes.
And
What
I
would you like
can't
to
help
compare it
but
to?
notice. I can't help but notice the 1 hour and 20 minutes it took to complete for me, and the 8 hours and 1 minute for you to complete it. Like, what?
It's not... I
know it's not a race.
I was admiring the sights.
8 hours.
It's not my fault. I keep the game on the touchscreen forever and ever. I mean, I guess that's
Oh
my fault.
my.
That sounds
Oh.
like
Either way,
It was more like 7 hours and 59 minutes. The timer was wrong.
Anyway, it ends
Oh,
with a
tell us.
cliffhanger and basically sets up the sequel.
Oh, give it to us, Ninja
Spoilers,
Rabbit.
Waka.
Ninja killed the damn rabbit. No, kick. Ninja Rabbit Studio didn't make any other games on the Xbox. Come on. Give us Mycetopia 2. Then I'll go back and play the first one. All right? To completion. Yeah, but I was surprised that that last achievement was known to be glitchy. The PlayStation version apparently had the same problem.
if I recall correctly, I think it was Nate that had problems with
Yes,
that one.
Nate. I remember Nate having the problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was
Well-
Nate or Corey.
It was the game that had a problem. It wasn't me, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But
Yeah, it was that glitch.
I
that
just
El's
wanted to
gonna talk about.
reassure you can go back, even if you're L, you can go back with no no map and just go back. You should know what you're doing by that point and just go back and quickly beat the first boss and get the skills and go right to the end. And it took me about 15 minutes on my second playthrough.
There's
Quite
still
the sh-
14
quite the short
people.
rant.
14 people took longer than you out of the
Out of everyone that's
1,000
played it.
the 1,571 completions. 15 of those, or 14 of those, were longer than yours, including M. No, not
Ooh.
matriarch, but EM. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So say,
That
I
was
think I
number
did
one.
this one, but I don't think it took that long.
That was some top tier
They're all
trolling
together.
right there, man.
I mean,
Yeah, no, that was kind of a cliffhanger. Yeah, there's
Do you
some gamer named EM,
Mm.
and they took 26 and a half hours. I don't know.
I mean, someone did estimate this to be 8 to 10 hours. Michelle, do you
Was
remember
it you?
having that issue?
I didn't have that issue.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
No, I didn't. I saw it was an issue people had, but I was like, oh, I guess I missed it. But I didn't encounter it.
That's good.
I would just like to throw out the progress here that I've noticed. When we first started the show, Elroy didn't even know how to view spoiler tags on TA, and now he can
See?
figure out
Now
how
he's
to
checking all the
view
completion
time
times.
taking.
Thank you,
Look at
thank
you,
you,
man.
podcast. I know, I'm living the dream here. Oh man,
He's gotten so good at TA over
I'm
the
telling
last
you.
4 years.
oh,
Don't give him too much credit. He's
few-
still awful at
few
TA.
tricks here. Get a few tricks here and there.
A lot of it has probably come from G-Test, though.
You're not wrong.
So we had a question get popped up in chat from KT Echo, wanting to know what our favorite games of all time are.
Wow.
We all just say it
answer
with
this.
no context? Is that possible?
Should we all say it on 3 and then everyone can try to figure it out?
No. Dragon Slayer.
We can actually-
I don't even have an answer.
Mine's Tetris. I'm done.
So,
Yes.
Super Mario Bros. 3 done.
really?
Yeah, that was the
So,
single game I grew up with. I spent 3 years of my life
Okay,
on that
that's
one
fair.
game.
I was just going to ask you what would put that above Super Mario World for you, but that explains it. So
I don't
You know
know
what?
I
I'll
would have
just
thought
add a
it-
little detail. Go against myself. I didn't get a Super Nintendo until very late, like pretty close to N64. So I had a ton of time on Mario Bros. 3, but not a lot on Super Mario.
That's funny. Like, I don't know what I would have thought X's favorite game favorite game was. I just don't know Super Mario Bros. Would have ever came to mind. I don't know why. One way or the other. Just, I don't know. That just took me by surprise. Like, I knew
I don't know.
Michelle's was Tetris.
Literally all of my early gaming memories are Super Mario Bros. 3. So I'm sticking with it.
So,
KT Echo
KT
says,
Echo-
even if your
go
L
ahead.
should be a segment. What does that even mean?
Wait, do what?
You said there should be a segment called "Even If You're L." What does that mean?
Well, KT Echo
don't
also
know.
said that he thought X would pick a JRPG, and it's an interesting quote because like I have a lot of JRPGs I've really loved, but when you're asking the question of favorite game of all time, there's got to be that extra quality. I think I don't mean to speak for you, X, but is that kind of like a similar thinking? Because I'm sure you could list a top 10 and it would be mostly JRPGs.
I think that's fair. Actually, if I had to do a number 2, it would probably be Final Fantasy X, just because that was really the only other game,
Good pick.
buried in my brain that I spent just years playing. Like, I got everything in that game. I think I owned 3 games for PS2. That was one of them. So, JRPGs probably make up the majority of my top 10, but I just don't think anything's going to take that Mario Bros. 3 spot.
What about you, Waka?
Good game.
Oh, I'm thinking here. I could say a few obvious ones.
Albedo.
But I'm going to go
Albedo.
with Planescape Torment, which is available on Xbox, but I haven't started it yet.
What tournament?
Planescape Torment.
Torment,
Oh,
not
Torment.
tournament.
Torment. Wow, I heard that way wrong.
I
I
actually
have no idea what that is.
It's right here.
Yep, it's a terrible game with some great storytelling.
Yeah, I've
Where-
never
was that
even
in your
heard that. I have
pocket,
no
X?
idea what that is.
Yeah, that was
I
real
have,
quick, man.
I'm selling some stuff on eBay that I'm just never going to play. So I literally
Waka will
have
buy
a,
that one
a
from you.
sealed
I have
copy
it.
of
I think
Planescape
I-
Torment and Icewind Dale. Anybody want to buy it? It's on eBay. 25
Yeah,
bucks.
I have
your best offer.
I think I have a sealed big box Planescape Torment from back in the day.
Oh,
Oh,
for the
nice.
PC version, that's awesome.
Yep. And it's got one of the ugliest cover art I've ever seen, which makes it even better.
How about you, Nate? What's your favorite game?
Oh man, that is tough. And it's probably gonna be surprising. I kind of think Ratchet and Clank.
Solid choice.
I think that's
That's
kind of
not a
surprising.
surprising answer.
I think because it's a mix
That's
of
surprising.
all the things I like. It's a platformer. It's kind of a Metroidvania. You level up weapons, so it's kind of an RPG. It's got great
Such a good
humor.
game.
And the gameplay is just solid, and you can replay those games. Like, I just thinking now, like, I want to go play that remake of Ratchet and Clank because it was so good. And I just love they had a secret weapon. They had a rhino, so like there's this awesome like secret weapon that like when you fire it, it does super cool stuff. It plays like Ode to Joy or whatever in the background. It's like, man, that's just a great game. It's awesome. So so it's not my first favorite, but it's probably the game that I really would like to have something exist on the Xbox because that is such a good game. That's my answer for today. Ask me tomorrow, it's something different, I'm sure.
I feel that.
I love that answer. I said it in chat, but I love that answer. That was a good one.
It has been years since I've played Ratchet and Clank, but I'd be willing to bet that game still relatively holds up till today. That was such a good game.
Absolutely.
So good.
Isrit said in chat, I appreciate that so far no Xbox games have been mentioned.
The funny thing is there may not be any Xbox games mentioned.
We're old.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing. So many of these answers are going to go back to your childhood.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right, because you know those games from your childhood
thought
had
you were gonna
staying
say-
power in your memory. So they're going to get that nod.
Okay, so I knew someone was going to say that my favorite game is Halo.
I thought it was
And
Doom.
KT Echo just posted that in chat. So honestly, Halo would be up there, but I have 3 games that, depending on the day, can bounce around between my 3 favorites, and it's Final Fantasy VII, Digimon World 2, and Future Cop LAPD. Future Cop, I think if I had to actually pick one, is probably my number 1 favorite game of all time, and just so much time back on the PlayStation playing all 3 of those games. And they've just shaped my entire way I play games now. So much of what I play, I can go back and think, oh yeah, that's why I play the games I do now. Yeah, I'm not surprised that you don't have any idea what Future Cop is.
I was
KT
just going to
Echo.
chime in
It's
from the chat. What the hell is Future Cop?
Okay, it is like a mech game. All right,
Oh,
there you go.
shocker.
See, I love my mech games, so throw that out there. It is a tower defense, and I guess you could also throw in 3D or third-person shooter. It's honestly, just go look up a video. It's a lot easier to find a video and gameplay of it than for me to try to explain it, because if I tried to explain it, it would not help very well. It would sound way too confusing, but it is a phenomenal game. I actually have my PS2 hooked up, and I will periodically just load it up and play because I just love that game that much.
That's cool. I feel like most people don't have their legacy consoles like hooked up, like ready to go in general. So that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
New TVs
it
don't
wasn't-
support it.
Well, you only
If
got
it wasn't
so
too much
many
of a
them.
pain to move my camera right now, I would show you. But yeah, I've got my 360, my Series X, GameCube, PS2, and I think the N64 is down here. But that was mostly
Nice.
for Brooke because I
You know
never
what?
had an N64.
I called you out
growing
on
up.
it last time. Go ahead, show us, prove it.
It's honestly a pain to move my camera. I have a different camera right now. Maybe afterwards I'll show it.
Well, I think a lot
Just
of
walk the console over here.
the reasons that people don't is because it's so easier just to get like one of those little emulators now, like for like the NES, you
Mhm.
know, and you just like a USB
Yep.
and plus it's HDMI
Oh, yeah.
and
Any game from
so
our,
most people
our
just
childhood, we can just play
Yeah.
on our phone for.
How do you
free,
know about that, Elroy?
legally.
that too, yeah.
That's true. How does
Yeah.
Elroy know emulators?
I have a few blind spots here and there, but yeah, I'm with it still. Oh, well.
Still playing Oregon
Actually,
Trail.
Elroy, go ahead.
All right. Well,
Oregon Trail.
I
good
gave
one.
some thought. So I would normally have said mule, but I'm still a little salty that some dude beat my world
I forgot
record.
about that.
Uh,
Oh my
bastard.
gosh.
I don't know. Whoever that guy is, man. I don't know. So I can't say that because I'm still a little salty about that. So maybe I'll just say Joe Montana's football instead because I still have the world record in that one. So, but I really don't play it much anymore. And so then I started thinking, well, what's one that kind of inspired now? And so I did think of what my favorite Xbox game was. And so I really like the Dead Rising series, and Dead Rising 3 was my favorite one of those. I wish that would come to Windows just so I could have another excuse to play it again and get some more achievements for it. But it's, yeah, I finished that one, and they came out with a ton of like DLC for it. That was really awesome.
Mhm.
But I have to give the mantle to a game I actually mentioned last time I was on the panel, which is Unowar. And Unowar is a game that I play on my
I'm gonna
phone.
look that game up.
Yeah, it's a turn-based strategy game. I recommended it based on someone's. I think it was Frame asked a question last panel, and I brought it up, and I was like, "You should check it out." And so I looked up my profile on it, and I've been playing this game since October 10th, 2009, and I literally play it every single day. Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, I've played this. I've played over 5,000 matches of this, and you just play against people online. I've had like multiple accounts. I've been ranked number 1 in it once upon a time. I kind of suck at it now, but yeah, that's it. Excited. And so I actually found that game because of another game that was probably in the running for my favorite game I've ever, and that was Military Madness. It was on the TurboGrafx 16, but then it was kind of it was re-released as, or maybe it was the same game, I'm not really sure, but it was on the PS2 as Nectaris, and it's actually on the Xbox Arcade as Nectaris. And I've always wanted to go back and play it, but it's got a bunch of like just multiplayer stuff, and it would just be a pain in the butt to get because I'm sure nobody plays it now because it's old school. But anyway, those are some of the games that I kind of grew up on. But it's hard to pick one, but it's hard to argue with Univor in the sense that I've literally played that for at least 20 minutes a day for every single day since October 10th, 2009. And I don't know. So that's got to mean something.
That's actually impressive.
Turn-based strategy is not something I would have guessed for it.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of got into it, and I've actually played a lot of the turn-based strategy games on Xbox, and I've enjoyed several of them. But yeah, this one you just play against people across the world, and it's got a real active base of users on it. I'm not sure how many people play it nowadays, but there's a ton.
When I think Elroy plus gaming, I don't think fun or enjoyment or entertainment in any capacity. So it's actually refreshing to hear that you, Elroy OMJ, play a game for fun. Like
I know, it's crazy.
That's shocking to me. I've known you how long? That's shocking.
I know. It's just, I guess I never really considered it a real game since it's like on the phone. I don't know, but I mean, I've played it like nonstop.
And I think mobile gaming makes up some absurd number, like 60% of the video game market. Like, so.
Yeah. So it's, that's, but yeah, this, we all have the games from our youth, but I was trying to think of actually for Xbox, for the one that I enjoyed the most on the Xbox. And, so here you go. Now, I told you I learned TA and everything, but I still haven't quite figured. I haven't quite figured out. Well, no, I haven't quite figured out the Xbox because there's that background image on it. I have no idea how you change that thing. And I said it a long time ago, and it's the Dead Rising 3 character Nick. And if you ask me right now, you're like, go change it right now, put some kind of cash prize on it. I promise you, I would not know how to change that background image on there. So again, I have my blind spots. I don't know, but emulators.
I'll give you a step-by-step. We can work this out.
Yeah, send me some guide on this. I'm not sure what I would change it to. Maybe, I don't know, some Univor hexes or something, but I don't know.
I actually changed it to the original Xbox blob thingy.
I have that too on my Series S in my office. It's a nice flashback.
Yeah, I never played the original Xbox. Yeah.
Oh, you're missing out.
Yeah,
really, actually, but.
Well, aren't they supposed to come out with like achievements for those old clunker games?
God,
everybody wants that, but
oh my god, I wish.
I thought I saw like a news story about that one not too long ago.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if they had added achievements to OG Xbox games?
I would be on Blinks the Time Sweeper in a heartbeat.
Oh, it'd be Morrowind for me.
Morrowind, that's a good choice. Yep.
Ah, such a good game. Okay, yeah, I guess we can continue this. Let's see, who's next on the list? That would be Michelle.
Did we get everybody's favorite game?
Did we get everybody's?
I thought she said Tetris in the discussion.
Well,
wait, no, we didn't get Elle's favorite game. I'm sorry, Elle. What's your favorite game?
Gun to my head.
Gun to your head, yes, sir.
See, favorite is not always the best, right? Necessarily.
Of course.
Oh, for sure.
Totally fair.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
I-
subjective, not an objective measure.
First answer that comes into my head is Final Fantasy IV, because
Good choice.
that one was
I think
one of
I
the first
played that.
RPGs on SNES that was just heads above the NES ones. Just, so 6 is probably better, but I enjoy 4's story
6 was
more.
good.
Yeah, 6 has a lot more stuff to do and a lot more characters and a lot more abilities to learn and stuff like that. But 4 is the first one that really grabbed me, and I can't believe it's over 30 years old now, which I say all the time. Yeah. So that's
Yeah, I don't
probably-
think I played 4.
I mean, saying something like Link to the Past is also obvious, but I'm more of a Final Fantasy guy.
I would have thought you were going to say
Turtles
River
naming it
City
to me.
Ransom.
I typed that in chat a while ago. Yeah, I thought
Mhm.
Elle's favorite game was
No.
River City Ransom.
I enjoyed playing that as a youth with my sister, but not in the
I
discussion.
like the way Final Fantasy 4 looks.
Depends
assuming
which
this
version
isn't
you're looking
like-
at. Depends what version.
I was
you're
just about to say, I just realized, wait, this is it. This is like, must be a remaster.
looking at. Type
I mean,
in
the original, where it's like the
I might
sprite
be
doesn't
wrong.
look bad.
Type
4
in-
didn't make it to the US until the DS, right?
SNES.
4 was on SNES?
No, that's wrong.
I'm thinking
No,
of a
it did.
different
That
one.
was 2.
That was 3. That was 3. That was 3.
And the
Yeah,
syphilis
3 was
outbreak
or 6
continued.
was 3, and 3 is actually 6. I think we didn't get 4 until DS. If I'm
No,
not
we
wrong.
didn't get 3.
We didn't get 3.
Didn't
Okay.
get 3, didn't get 5.
Right. 3 and 5
Okay,
were
well, I'm
the
just
ones,
totally wrong then. Ignore me.
Right.
Those are the ones with the job systems.
Right. We got 1 as 1. 2
Man.
didn't come over. 3 didn't come over. 4 came over as 2. 5 didn't come over. 6 came over as 3. And then 7, they just reset everything and went with 7 on.
Right.
7 was just 7.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yep.
Right. And since then, we should be numbering everything correctly, Isrit.
Right. So
then
when
maybe I played Final Fantasy 3? Frick,
3
I
is-
don't know, man.
well,
It's easy to confuse you.
I'll have to try to like look at the opening scenes for one of these, and I'll try to remember. Because like I don't remember a lot of the Final Fantasies because it's been so long since I played them.
I'm pretty
And those-
sure 3 is your favorite, or 6, since it opens
I would
with
think that
mechs.
too. Yep,
Opens
exactly.
with mechs. You're right.
Opens with mechs walking across a snowy field. hmm
Yep.
Okay, well, first off, I know for a fact 7 is my favorite. That's the one I've poured way too much time into over the years. But it might be Final Fantasy 3. I don't know. I'll have to watch the videos and see which one rings a bell.
So Neo is asking
3/6
isn't this an
is a
Xbox
solid
podcast?
game.
I mean, we could bring this current. There's been debate lately about the new ones coming out not having turn-based fighting, and
They're a turn off for me.
it's interesting because if you go back and play those old games, are you actually going to take the time to grind levels and go do
Yes.
random encounters? Yeah. So how
I
come you-
literally did that on the Final Fantasy 7 remaster.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm finally
I feel
going
like-
to play my first Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently there's one that's a beat 'em up. I had no idea there was a beat 'em up Final Fantasy.
You've never played a Final Fantasy?
I've
And it
never
was
played a
free
single
as
one.
well.
No, not like even. Yeah, I haven't played.
Is it still free?
Wow.
Never been an
Is it that
RPG
King's
guy.
Tale?
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
It
it's
is.
one of
Elroy
them.
and I have
I've
done a
been
bunch
putting
of
it off.
segments where I've mentioned Final Fantasy, and he's just sat there with no idea what to say because I'm talking about
Just-
real games.
I have
Yeah.
no recollection of that.
Hey, so yeah, there's a beat 'em up one. I'll have some Final Fantasy takes pretty soon. I'm
And
sure.
it's
Alright.
also free.
Yeah, it's a free game.
That's like the one I don't want to play in that
It's
case.
based on
Yeah.
15, right?
I have it downloaded and everything.
Yes.
It's gonna happen. It's better than the freaking Batman game.
Then the
My
what?
final achievement in that game is for dying 10 times.
The 10 freaking beat 'em up Batman games that aren't beat 'em ups. Do I need to spell that out again? Yeah.
The Arkham series? They count that as a beat 'em up?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Really,
classified as a beat 'em up.
Arkham
I
City, this Arkham City Grace hit, Arkham City, freaking another country, Arkham City, another country. Yeah, it's
Don't
like
forget the
whole
PC
beat 'em-
version.
Yeah,
Huh, they
like,
had beat 'em ups.
With 2 PC
yeah,
versions.
it's like 10, 12
There's two
freaking
Arkham
Batman games in the
PC.
beat 'em up genre. I don't want to play any of them, and so
Oh,
it's
but
hard
they're
to
so
climb.
good. I hate you.
It's hard to climb the leaderboard without
hate
the
all
dang
of you.
Batman games.
Those Batman games are so good.
Yeah.
I have to yell
I
at
love them
Neo
all.
for a minute. Neo says, I've never played Final Fantasy because I hate JRPGs. Isn't that like saying
that's
you
harsh.
don't like Italian food, but you've never had pasta? Like, shouldn't you play the best in the genre
I
before
love that.
deciding that you don't like it?
But is Final Fantasy actually the best in the genre?
It's definitely
I
the best.
Totally
yes,
asked that
No.
of Michelle and
Come on.
X.
As a
Ooh.
series, I would say yes.
It's
As a
subjective.
series, I would
There's
agree with
no.
Al. I'd say yes,
As a series,
based on
sure.
recognition alone. But I feel like there's a hardcore group of people, possibly myself included, that are Team Dragon Quest all the way.
That's
If I
fine.
was, if I was,
I was gonna say I know
recommending,
Dragon Quest could be in there, Chrono Trigger.
if I was recommending a JRPG to someone today who has played more modern consoles and things like that, and that's what they're into, I wouldn't recommend a like the early Final Fantasy games. Like the oldest game I might recommend would be something like Lost Odyssey, because just the affect, everything about it
choice.
is different. It's changed with time. Maybe something like Octopath Traveler. I think the thing with JRPGs is they are investments, and if you're the kind of person who's not interested in that investment, it doesn't matter what you recommend, because the stories take a while to build, because the design is you're going to grind for hours and hours until you get to the next story beat. So it's just a gameplay style that won't work for you.
I agree with that.
I
100%.
disagree.
Ooh, I would say if you're
I
not
have a-
in, if
I
you just
have
want
an
to go
old
and
example.
just play the game, avoid them. Go ahead, Waka.
I was
I
just- I
have
didn't
an
hear what you said.
older example from the mid 90s, Chrono Trigger.
Yes.
I knew
Right.
someone was going to bring that
That
up.
one
I,
still holds up today. And I'm upset that we don't get the proper Xbox port for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never played Chrono
complain
Trigger,
about
and
that
I
all the
know I
time.
would like it.
I complain about
right. Chrono
And you
Trigger is
never have to
brilliant. And
I
there's
hear
so
a
many.
lot of people talk about that
And,
game.
Nope. You could
Yeah,
see
the
the
pacing
enemies.
was excellent. Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are no random encounters.
That's
And there
weird.
are plenty of other RPGs that like people are big fans of that just aren't that big, right? Like I've certainly talked about Suikoden a lot. The Lunar series is another one that comes to mind. There's others like Legend of Legaia that was like a PlayStation thing. Like there are so many JRPGs out there. I think if you really wanted to try to find one, there probably is one that suits your tastes, because just like every other genre,
Sure.
there's just a whole stretch of. Try Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Start there. It's super short. It's linear. You don't get lost anywhere. But if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. It's not going to change your mind.
Exactly, Israel. That's why I knew Michelle would have some good input on this, because I know she's played so many of them.
Well,
Her
that
and
was,
X.
but that was 20 years ago. Like I haven't played really the JRPGs that have come out since. But up to PlayStation 1. Like all of those like anything that was on the Super Nintendo, on the Sega CD, there were some really good ones. But in the last 20, the Persona games have totally missed me, and it's just my taste changed with it. So
Wait for Persona on Xbox. I've missed them all just by not being a PlayStation guy. I'm so stoked to get them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
excited for that too.
Games. I don't know which one.
They
For that
are,
reason, everyone talks about how good they are.
Yeah,
they
Persona
are
really
5
good,
is
but
considered
they
one of
are
the
quite the
perhaps
time
the
commitment.
greatest JRPG of all time, Persona 5, so I can't wait.
What were you saying, Waka?
They are really good, but they are huge time commitments.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Yeah,
That's the
kiss
That's
the
the
street
problem with-
goodbye. You're going to get one achievement every 10 days.
That's the
it's-
problem with RPGs nowadays.
But it's all, again, relative to how you look at it. Like, I don't know how many hours I've put. I feel like I've played no video games at all in the last weeks. Like, if we ever come back around to the game showcase, I'm talking about something to give a warning, because I really have played no games over the week, or so it feels.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've put I don't know how many hours into Fall Guys, right? It's not that the time isn't there.
Oh,
It's just
so
the idea of this is going to be an 80-hour commitment, even though you might put 80 hours in somewhere. That's what stops us. It's just that
That's very
thought
true,
of the
too.
bigness of it. It's not that we can't make that happen.
Yeah, you got a point there. That's true. When I see a game that's just like the story's 60 hours,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I could play this other game where the story's 8 hours.
No, a lot of it though. I was just talking to to my brother about this, because what happened to all the 10 to 15 hour just single player, just you can just do the whole game in 10 to 15 hours? Like that doesn't exist anymore.
Nah.
I'm sure it does.
In the indie space.
They do, but they're few and far between.
Yeah, like Waka said, in the indie space it is.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the AAA games, it's like not a thing. Or at least not off the top of my head it is. Most of the big AAA games nowadays are the 20-plus hour games.
I would even argue higher than that.
Like
Assassin's
an
Creed
Ori.
Valhalla. Like the thought of starting that is unappealing to me. Like I don't have 100 hours to invest in a game anymore.
And especially then they have all the DLC.
Yeah, that's true. That's just the base game. Now we're talking 200 hours.
Yeah, I got a game for you then. I was just looking. I was curious if I had played any RPGs, and I've actually played a lot. There's a lot I didn't realize were RPGs, I guess. But if you're looking for an 8 to 10, easy to get into, and Waka actually reviewed this on the podcast once upon a time. I would say take Zenith for a trip. It's an 8 to 10 hour completion. It's funny. And
it is.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
don't
good
play
one.
it on an old Xbox. Play it on the series.
I remember.
Yeah, it's a good one. So it's like, kind of makes fun of
A good,
RPGs while you're doing it.
I think a good beginner one on Xbox would be Costume Quest.
Yeah,
Right.
Costume
Yeah,
Quest
was gonna
is
say
pretty
that
good.
too.
Zenith is
Costume Quest was
one of
fine.
the best terrible games I've played.
I look forward to playing one of the best terrible games you've played.
it's
I'm
It's
sure you
alright.
would enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just
I
going to
think
throw it out there
the
right
humor
now.
would
I have played currently, according to TA, 1,499 games, and I'm really racking my brain over what I want my 1,500th game to be. So maybe I'll make it Zenith.
You reached the zenith, man.
Oh,
I've
Got
reached the zenith of games to play Zenith.
Yeah, but that's a
play
good one.
Yaris like Kush has been playing. I want to hear about.
Oh
Kush's
no, I've
Yaris
already
exploit.
played Yaris. That was
Oh, I want to
Jeez,
hear about
probably
his
my-
Yaris exploit.
that was in my first 10
Well,
games, honestly, because it was free
Why
on 360.
do we do this to ourselves? 3,000 games to play, and we play Yaris.
Points.
We talked about
Make
Yaris
believe
on an
points.
abandonment issues. That came up already.
Did you get a?
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
did.
I want to know about it.
No, I have not gone back to it.
No one wants to go back to that,
No
apparently.
one wants to
I've
go
never
back to
played it.
that, except you, Koosh. What
I-
are you doing?
I want to hear about it. Is that for Red Ring?
Well, there's this contest
Yeah.
called the Red Ring of Death, where if you complete old, non-backwards compatible games, they're worth a lot of points. And
Do it.
yeah, that one's worth a decent amount. And I saw a dude with a face hadn't completed it, and I said, he's gonna suffer along with me. And he said, yes, let's do that. So
Let's do it.
we're trying to get through that.
All right,
See,
I
Chris
guess
says I should wait until Persona 5 for my 1,500th game. I don't know if I'm going to wait that long. It's a good
all right,
idea, though.
to move things along a little bit, we got 3 more games to talk about. Waka, let me hear about some Naraka Blade Point.
Ooh, that rhymed.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Oh, it did.
Naraka Blade Point is a martial arts battle royale, but it plays very much like a traditional old school player unknown's battleground style. You drop onto an island, except you choose where to start and not drop from an airplane, and then you pick up swords, daggers, spears, and start chopping at each other until there's only one person standing, or one team. It's really good. It is fun. The servers are very good. It really wants a good internet connection, because doing melee combat with a bad latency is no fun at all. That doesn't work. And
Yeah.
I'm not happy with the achievement list. The achievement list is horrible. It's really, really grindy. People have started completing it now. Completion times are between 100 to 150 hours. And I think I'm going to end up around 150 hours, mostly because I've been playing against bots. You can choose to play bot matches, and you can unlock every single achievement in them. However,
nice.
you cannot. You need a second player for a few achievements. You can play in the same team as them, and there you get less experience playing bot matches than you do playing actual matches.
That makes sense.
If you perform well, the bots are. You can choose to play against easy bots or difficult bots. Both are rather easy, much easier than playing against humans. So if you play against actual players, you likely won't last very long in a match. Or you might win the entire thing, since it's a battle royale and you never know who you're up against. There's a lot of luck involved in winning a match. But yeah, it's really good. It has a bad achievement list. I played some with the HISO, and we realized that it was not region locked, but you can only play against people on the same server that you had currently logged in. So if you wanted to play with a European from the US, you have to log into the European server, or vice versa. And you do that before you actually log into the game. So you have to quit the game and do it before you enter the main menu.
Oh, that's kind of annoying.
It is. And when I moved to the US servers, I kept having connection warnings. Since we were playing bot matches, it wasn't an issue. The bots are really dumb, but I wouldn't want to play against other players on servers on another continent, because it's very fast paced once combat actually starts. But as any battle royale, you can run through the map and hide at the corner of the map without fighting anyone, and still win the match.
Now we know how he's made it to the top of the leaderboard.
Yep. There are no bathrooms in this one, which is unfortunate, but there are bushes you can hide in, so that's good.
I would say this one looks really cool. At least to watch anyway. I don't know how it would be playing it. It looks like that'd be fun.
No,
At
I'd
least
never heard of
watching
it.
plays
But
really
it
well.
does
to
look cool
watch.
from the games showcase last month.
Movement reminds me a bit of Assassin's Creed. You can wall run and climb trees and attack people, jump from trees. There's no fall damage. You can just jump out of a tree and start chopping at people. There are ranged weapons as well. You can get bows and you walk around with cannons and shoot with those, and that's not easy.
Well, shoot with a cannon. That sounds like fun.
But it's unfortunately range combat is not very effective, and the least unlocked achievement is for leveling up a ranged weapon to level 25, which is the max level, I believe. But it takes around 100 hours to increase one weapon to the max level. And you don't want to use the ranged weapon against real opponents, because it's way more effective to run up to someone and slice them with your sword instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was looking at the achievements. Some of the lowest ones actually are to get the range and melee weapon to level 25. So that just sounds awfully grindy.
Yeah, and there are a few very luck-based achievements. I started playing with a HISO, and we found there are things called soul jades, which are sort of, like gems that you slot into your character, and you can get new abilities or just more attack power, more defense power. And there's one particular soul jade that makes you, when you slide into people, if you run and press the left stick, you do a slide move, which is good for evading attacks, but this one adds an attack and sends your opponents flying. And it took me 35 hours to find that soul jade, and Ahaiso got it in his very first match with me.
Oh, nice.
There are 2 other achievements that are also incredibly luck-based for finding. They have something called secret stashes. There are 3 keys every match that you can find, which open a stash. And it's kind of difficult to even find one of those keys. But there's another one. In one of those stashes, there can be a statue which you have to interact with. Just press X to pray to it. And if you do it, you get an achievement for praying to it. And it can only be done once per match. But those statues are very rare. I've only seen them twice in 50 hours of playing.
Oh, wow.
So those ratios are quite high.
That makes sense. All right.
I've been playing mostly against bots to get the achievements out of the way. Then I'll probably start playing a few more matches against human opponents to get the experience faster. Or I'll fall back to the bot since I know I'll survive those matches and get decent experience without dying.
I was like, if anybody completes, I know it'll be you. You and your battle royales, you love them things.
Absolutely.
I do, but I don't like just grinding things out. That's no fun.
Have you completed Fortnite?
No, I have not. And you know what? That's not a battle royale. Not at all. It's a tower defense game where the rock is...
I thought it was still listed as battle royale.
Yeah, it is listed as battle royale, but the achievement part of it is not a battle royale. It's a cooperative tower defense where Darth Vader is dancing in a corner while the Rock is griefing your defenses.
And Batman's on the other side of the map.
Yeah, Batman's running around as well. Yeah, I've been playing it for, I think I'm up into 200 hours or something, and I'm guessing I got 15% of the way to the completion.
15?
Yeah, it's a real grind. You have to play.
Oh my god!
One of the end game achievements is for exploring maps. It's for exploring 1,500 maps and just uncovering the fog of war on them. The game is procedurally generated, so you never see the same map twice, but all the assets are very often repeated.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
That is insane.
It is an insane grind, and you cannot complete it by yourself. You need other players. You get into matches with up to 3 other people. And some match types you can do yourself, no issue. But if you fail a mission, you don't get any progress for it whatsoever. It resets everything you did, which is really annoying when people start griefing their own team. They can't actually hurt other members, but they can destroy your defenses or remove them so that the enemies can just run into the objective and destroy it, which happens way too frequently.
I think Elroy will join you.
Oh man, I was looking at you have we actually talked about this when I interviewed you about your milestone musings, and I was surprised to hear that about Fortnite too. But I was just looking at your progress, and you have six achievements left, and 5 of them have the dreaded little coffee mug icon on them. And
yeah,
I was just
dreaded
like, oh,
little
God.
coffee mug.
Yeah, so 5 of them are very time consuming of the 6.
Yeah, and if you look at the ratios, I believe they're still above 20, all of them.
Yeah, it's insane that there's only just over 200. I think it said 200. Yeah, 205 completions. That's it.
I'm surprised by that number because Fortnite is a hellish grind. What's even worse is it has a story mode, which in itself is like 100 hours, and then it just ends. There are more missions to do, but they are clearly placeholder, and they just decided to stop supporting it. So you have 100 hours of doing just nothing except playing specific maps over and over and over again. It's actually really well made, the story missions, and there's a lot of dialogue. Everything is recorded and voice acted, and they keep adding new things all the time. Like every month or so, they add new story bits, but they are separate from the main campaign and do not always award any progress towards achievements.
That is nuts. All right.
Yeah. So don't start Fortnite if you're a completionist, or you'll be playing it for years.
You're right. Let's go into the next game. We got two more. Elroy, what game did you want to talk about?
All right. So
real quick.
Real quick. Yeah, me quick. Yep. So
that's why I pointed it out.
Well, I was going to talk to you about. Oh man, I couldn't decide. So I'll just briefly. I was going to give a pro tip to everyone. Believe it or not, I've been playing Terra. Woo, Terra! Yeah, it's like this MMO. I've only played like a couple of these, but it's a MMO game. And the best I heard,
like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, didn't you just like an hour ago say that you've never played an MMO?
I've played apparently 3 of them. I asked myself the same question. I played DayZ, Roblox, Rec Room, War Planet Online, which again, Waka and I did a full segment on that game. He helped me through on that completion, and then I got the free DC Universe Online characters that I'm working on. One of these days I'll get them all. And
working on.
Yeah,
minutes every year.
Yeah, a few minutes every year. Well, the same thing was true with Terra. So Terra, like they gave out something, I don't know, and so I've been playing it because there's a hell of a preload on it for a contest that hadn't even been announced yet, and so so basically you open this package up and all of a sudden you're the max level and you get a bunch of achievements for being the max level, and then I just left it at that, and so. Then we're jumping in. Now you gotta go kill all these bosses, all right? And so, I'm max level. I have no idea how to play this game. And so my boosting buddy and I, we got in there, and it literally took us an hour and a half to navigate the menus to figure out how to open up everything and get a flying dragon thing, and so that we could go to where all these bosses were and one hit them. And so, but the pro tip is this. So if you're playing this and you find yourself in the same situation, in which I realize is very niche, but not as niche as the next game, is that you will find that you can't see a dang thing because the flying thing is filling up the entire screen. You can't see anything. And you're looking right up the cornhole of this thing. And that's the whole view that the game gives you, is just right up. You're administering an exam for this thing, and if you want to see where you are, you have to land and look around because you can't see around this thing. Well, this was very unbearable for a good 20 minutes, and then here's the tip: if you open the map, not anything else, but the map, and you zoom out in the map, it magically zooms out of everything, and then you're not looking up the cornhole of your flying mount the entire game. So there you go. That's terrible.
I was in a very similar situation as you. I also got the max level thingy and then tried to figure out the game.
Yeah.
I didn't get the flying thing because I didn't know about it. I did realize 10 hours in you can move the camera.
Yeah, in that, I mean, you're like, literally, it's just like
10 hours in.
You're the flying mount. You're like,
I was practically done with the game when I realized I could move out camera. But I didn't have the issue that Elroy had, since I wasn't using that massive mount until.
Well, imagine like this ginormous dragon thing, and like it just goes right up the butthole. That's the view. That's the view you get, and you're like,
yep, covers the entire screen.
It does. You can't see anything. So anyway, so if you're having that problem, try that. But no, the game I actually want to talk about, I didn't want to talk about a stupid MMO. I want to talk about.
I have one more Terra story. I played it for 15 hours, almost done with it, and I was doing one of the last dungeons I had to complete. And so I ran through it, and then I couldn't get any further. There was a tiny step crack in the stairs up somewhere, and I couldn't get up, and I had no idea. So I went online and tried to figure it out. Finally, I found a walkthrough, so I looked at it, and the character jumped. That's when I realized you could jump in that game. I had no idea you could do that. So it took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to jump. I think you need to hold left. You need to hold left trigger, left on the D-pad, and B or something to jump. It was some absurd combination.
Yeah, it took me about the same time to get that stupid thing to fly before I was staring up his butthole the whole time. So, like, I mean, it's insane. This game is so overcomplicated. You don't know. I mean, it's especially if you have no idea how to play like a freaking MMO. Like I'm square one. I had no idea what the hell was going on, and it was just a disaster. But that's not the game I want to talk about. I want to talk about Strong
After 10 minutes, let's talk about my actual game.
Yes. Strong Moon. Quickly. Yes. This is your Wonder Blade, you know, like the game that's not Castle Crashers, but it's Castle Crashers. The game that nobody knows about. Strong Moon is my next recommendation. It's a beat 'em up, and right now you can join join the growing player base of 9 whole players. It has a 0.5 stars right now, and I have an excellent shot at being the first person to finish this game. I'm hoping that I can make it happen tomorrow. I think I finally figured out how to get through this one part, but it's very clunky. I'm not gonna lie to you. The opening cutscene is worth the $15. So it's kind of loosely based on a true story where this dude's like working out his biceps, you know, getting jacked, and then all of a sudden his brother comes in and interrupts his workout, and then he's like, go away, and then he goes outside and he gets hit by a meteor, and then he goes out and he grabs the meteor and chunks it, and lo and behold, the brother's been turned into a stick of butter that resembles SpongeBob, and the magician is to blame. There's your backstory. Now you're spending the rest of the time avenging that butter, and it is an interesting game. It has something to do with flying pigs. There's a lot of flying pigs in this game, and it's super clunky. And there's this one stage that's going to make you want to kill the developer because, and this is true of any game. So worse than having the camera up the butthole of your mounted ride is where they turn the lights out on you. I'm sure you've seen this in other games where the screen goes completely black, and then it, you know, like with lightning flashes. That's what this game does. And it's like glitched a little bit, and literally lightning flashes, and then it fades out within like 1 second. And then you have to wait 3 seconds for lightning to strike again. And this is during a maze stage. And so
that sounds awful.
And you have to rotate. It's awful. It's one of the worst stages I've ever played. And, so anyway, I've almost got to the end of that stage, but yeah, that's if you're looking for the completion on that one, yeah, you got that. Yeah, and then also one other tip I would give everyone is to do the bosses in order. There's no information about this game out there, so you're just completely on your own. I'm sure Waka can relate because he finishes games first all the time. I'm just trying to get my first completion. I'm not cool like Waka. I don't have any. I think I was second once, and that was it. But I'm trying to get my first completion. There is no information on this game, and there's like a ton of collectibles. I'm down to 2. I'm gonna get those collectibles, and I'm gonna find my way through this.
All the time, it's apparently 3 now.
Oh no. Yeah. So anyway, Strong Moon, if you want, check that out. It's just watch the opening cutscene and see if it doesn't grab you. It's amazing.
Yeah, you're probably going to get the first completion.
Yeah, look at these people.
9 people have started it. Elroy has unlocked 12 out of the 18 achievements. The second place has unlocked 2 out of the 18. And that's pretty much how the other 8 people are.
That's impressive, actually.
Thank you.
5 have unlocked 2, 3 have unlocked 1.
I've put 17 whole hours into this game, according to the TA.
People play this and then give up quite quickly. So
the controls are very
a lot
clunky.
like Crimson Keep.
It's I don't think the main character can bend his legs. Like he jumps like straight legged.
That sounds awful.
It's pretty. The only button is punch. He just wanders around. He's just punching everything. I guess it's a beat 'em up. I don't know. It's kind of an action adventure, but yeah, I'm hoping. Waka, I see that in your eyes. Don't you dare go get this completion.
Oh my God, Waka, please do it.
You better not.
I'll do it tonight.
I will come over to Sweden and find you. This is mine. Let me have my moment, Waka.
Yeah, you can have it.
That sounds like a challenge.
Oh man.
Let's get on to the last game for the showcase. X. What game do you want to talk about?
I will actually keep mine brief. So I'm going to talk about Destroy All Humans. I was going through. I have, unfortunately, 394 games installed on my main Xbox console, and I asked my wife,
Dang.
like, "Hey, what should I play next?" And then she described like some things, like get it done, fairly quick, like you like shooters, let's do this. And basically we narrowed it down to a handful of games, and then Kelsey decided Destroy All Humans, which I bought because I wanted to play and I've been interested in playing since it came out, I think 3 years ago. So I fired it up and I was pretty instantly hooked. Just the gameplay is a lot of fun. I never played the original. If you don't know, it's Destroy All Humans. You're an alien. You guys invade Earth, and destroy all humans is the objective, basically. It was pretty like therapeutic. It was pretty cathartic. Like I'm pretty down on life right now in general. I'm not in a good place. Mental health. We won't talk about that. And
so he just wants to kill everything.
Just destroying all humans was amazing. It was a lot of fun. It made me feel pretty good about myself. I can just kill all humans, destroy all humans. And not counting mental health, the game itself is very well done. I played it. I had the page pulled up for about 9.5 hours, and I got every achievement except for the challenges, which are. Some of them are really easy, some of them are very hard, and I didn't even bother with it because I'm not that kind of gamer anymore. But all the story missions, all the miscellaneous, all the collection, whatever, I got it all. I have 910 out of 1,000 gamer score. I just didn't do the challenges in under 10 hours.
Gentleman's 910.
Gentleman's 910. And I enjoyed every second of it. The final boss was kind of a pain in the butt, but I enjoyed every second of it as a game, and just for personal reasons, I thoroughly enjoyed Destroying All Humans. So if you haven't played it, it's on Game Pass. No reason not to check it out. But that's all I got. I'm going to be quick. The point of this game showcase was to be quick. And yeah, Destroy All Humans. Death to Humanity. Bender, freaking Bending Rodriguez. He knows what he's talking about. Destroy All Humans.
All right. Yeah, I know this was like a remaster of the old game. I don't think I've ever played this game. Maybe a little bit at a friend's house. I have no idea. Everybody talks about that. It was a lot of fun, both back in the day and now.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to go into like too terribly much detail, but it's a third-person shooter, and instead of, you're the, badass soldier and you gotta kill all the bad guys, you're the alien invading Earth and you just kill humans because you feel like it. Like, you have the head alien telling you, do this, like, sabotage the base, and you're like, no, I think I'll just kill some humans. And it's just very cathartic. It just destroy all humans, man.
May I recommend the game Prototype?
Yeah, same concept. Just kill people because you feel like it for arbitrary reasons.
Yeah. Murder simulator.
Murder simulator. Yeah, you have a lightning bolt gun where you can just shock people. You have a disintegrator gun where you can literally disintegrate people. You have a giant bomb where you can disintegrate people. And then you have the anal probe, of course, because it wouldn't be an alien game without the anal probe. So destroy all humans, man. Death to humanity. That's all I got. I'm done with my game showcase. It was less than 5 minutes, I think. Destroy all humans.
Fantastic.
All right. Wow, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours, but it doesn't feel like it. This has been fun.
Destroy all humans.
I think we'll wrap it up, at least for this anyway. There, we don't need to get on to into the sales portion we were going to talk about because we've been going for a while. Before we leave, though, I know El mentioned he had a couple more stats that KT Echo has compiled for us.
I did.
I was gonna say, I thought you said that.
All right, there's a couple more. One had to do with intro music. There's one of us created the intro music for this. X.
Who?
What level?
I didn't know
Me.
that.
It was me. I did it.
What level do you think your song debuted for us?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let me do some quick mental math. I started my album, which is almost going to be done, I promise, in 2018. So that was early 2019. I'm going to say that probably started in June 2019. Best guess.
So what level is that?
Oh my gosh.
Who knows? So
probably close to 40, maybe 50.
I want to guess 42. I have no idea though.
That's oddly specific.
Elroy, you're not allowed to guess. So actually, it was sooner than that. Or actually, no, it was longer ago than that. It was level 27.
Really?
Yeah.
I obviously don't know how long I've been working on this damn album.
I never really guessed it was in the 20s.
No, that's really surprising.
There were 5 episodes that did not feature X's intro. 3 of them have no intro at all. Probably because someone forgot to put them. One of them...
It was Kenny.
Hey, we didn't have an intro for the longest time. Don't give me that. And there has been times where the intro music
they were recent ones.
may or may not have been muted when I
did
it, and I had to re-record it.
One of them had the Team America World Police song as the intro.
Yep.
And one of them
that would probably been the July 4th one.
Level 49. And level 41 had the My Little Pony theme song. I don't remember why, but...
Why would I put that?
I'm sure there was some
why
talk
would
about
you?
it.
Sure there was a reason at the time.
I'm sure Koosh remembers.
Was it the Unicorn Princess episode or something?
Dude, I have no clue. I know.
No idea.
Back in the day, we used to do just random songs, and that's why we got a bunch of copyright claims on YouTube. That if we ever get monetized, I'm gonna have to go back and clean up. But until then, I don't really care about the copyright claims.
Also, level 27.
It used to be Yeah.
It was a sad moment in history when we mourned Turtle Quest going offline.
Oh God!
I know that's near and dear to Elroy's heart.
Oh, right, Turtles. Yeah,
I like
man.
I like Toidles.
There's still a really good ode to it on YouTube. One of my students did it for a grade. She put together Turtles.
You've
Quest,
never mentioned this to us, Elroy. What is this?
Yeah, it's on there.
Right?
I think,
what is this video?
Yeah, we've seen it a few times.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
I'll try to go quick. Level 53, Achievement Hunting 101 officially took over the Gamertag Challenge. Level 66, True Achievements, was redesigned. And we probably complained about it, and now we're used to it and would complain if it went back, right?
I have
We
no
probably
recollection of
complained
that.
about it.
Probably
Definitely
complained
complained about it.
no recollection of that.
Level 76 was the first Chivis. Let's bring that back.
I could see that.
Level 122 was our infamous Cake Bash stream.
Ah, that was so much fun.
And apparently the word fun was mentioned the most times on that level. But there was one of us who did not have fun.
Hold on. Time out.
Echo, you're insane, dude. That's
You're
fantastic.
counting the times we say fun?
That's insane.
Careful, he's listening.
In the first,
I know. That's why
I know. I see him in
saying
chat.
That's what he wants.
fantastic.
That's what he wants.
In the first 200 episodes, we said fun 568 times, but no, he's not counting. But apparently, it was mentioned the most in the Cake Bash episode.
I am surprised at Heizo. Like, I know KT Echo has had all kinds of stats, but like, wow.
Out of all the stats, the word fun.
Wow.
You ready? I'm really gonna
Yeah.
mess you up for year 5. Fun.
Oh my!
That's just rude.
How rude. On level 154, Rucker proposed changing Proclamation Point to Brag Camp, while it was eventually changed to
154?
154 seems really late. Wow.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what he says. While it was eventually changed to Brag Camp, L refers to it as Proclamation Point sometimes. Damn right. Proclamation Point.
Never could have got that.
Level 170.
That's crazy that it took us that long to do that.
Level 170, Rucker teases he's going to quit and make a new podcast called Trophy Hunting 101. And level 188, Rucker dies on the hill that no game can be rated 10 out of 10. And
that one.
Then he quit the podcast.
That 10 out of 10, man.
We don't need to get back into that. But KT Echo, thank you. I'm sure there's stuff I missed. But I think people want to go home. Even though we are.
That is absolutely insane, those stats that you've collected. Amazing. Yeah, I guess we'll end it there. Anybody have anything they want to say before we leave? I'll take that as a no.
Sandwich?
There's a huge sale going on.
Oh no. Sailway. The best Sailway ever, Waka.
Oh man, are we gonna do the sales real fast?
Go for it,
man. What if we just do them like you just say your games and then like no context, no explanation, no detail? Can we do it?
No
Elroy
price.
can't do it.
Elroy just learned there
How
were
about
sales.
one sentence? One short sentence.
He didn't know there were sales until just now.
Okay,
Buys every game at full price.
We'll do a very expedited Sailway. Everyone, like you said, just everyone mention the games that you would recommend. I'll go first since my name's first on the list. Crash into Spyro triple play bundle, $50 down from $100. Second game, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, $20 down from $60. And the third game I'm going to mention, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix, $35 down from $50. There are 3 games I'm going to recommend. One I'm actually going to get. Nate, you're next.
Oh my. Injustice 2 Legendary Edition on Xbox is $12 down from $60. But no, wait. Mortal Kombat 2 Ultimate plus Injustice 2 Legendary Edition bundle is $20 down from $100. So do that instead. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, $6 down from $40. It's fun.
Storm's a blast. Buy it if you haven't.
Oh, any recommendations?
No. Whenever there's an ultimate sale of any kind, I just assume not look at it.
She might be asleep, but Michelle, do you have any recommendations?
Every game I thought to recommend is already on Game Pass.
Even better. Waka, what's your recommendations?
Metal Gear Solid V, the definitive experience.
Oh, Koosh, which one is V?
Is that the one with the vampires?
It's a very intentional V for story reasons that nobody is going to get unless they play the game.
Void Vikings?
Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut is 90% off, $150 down from $15. It's still a 11,500 TA game.
Jeez,
that's insane.
So
that's one of like the
a massive ratio
games.
still.
Wasn't that games with gold?
It was games with gold back in the day, and it is
That's
really
why.
good, but it's a completionist nightmare, and also, you probably shouldn't buy Balan Wonderworld at 70% off.
Do it.
I did. Don't. I'll
no, you
get
did?
back to you.
Oh,
I'll get back to
you
you,
did?
see how it is.
Stream it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
the dream
gosh.
has been realized. That's why we
Also,
had to do sales.
Adults only stream.
Also, Spider-Human Shooter is 87% off. Why this is still picked up by TA scanners and why it hasn't been shut down yet by Sony is beyond me.
Right. All right. Elroy, what games are you going to recommend?
All right.
Oh no.
Worms.
Don't buy spider human
Quiz
children.
I see what he wrote, and
worms.
I'm walking.
Worms Rumble. Worms Rumble. It's just left Game Pass, $3, man. It's a hell of a preload for those of you that are into that. Then Dog Duty. $2 down from 20.
Gross.
It's got dogs in it. I've never played it, but it's got dogs in it, so it's got to be good. And then lastly, there's this one game. It's called Moving Out. I don't know if the podcast has ever covered this game, but it's a really good game. If anybody's played it, maybe somebody could say something about it if they've played it. I don't know, but it's $6. It's a hell of a game. Down from 25.
Nice. All right, and X.
Immortals Phoenix Rising is the most fun I've had with a new IP in a long time. So the base version is $12 down from $60, or the gold edition is $25 down from $100. If you buy the gold edition, 2 of the DLCs really suck. One of them is really good, but it's worth it. I loved every second of the game other than those first 2 DLCs. And then Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is normally $40. It's down to $20. It is a Series S or X exclusive. It includes all the stuff from the original Devil May Cry 5, plus all the DLC and all the bonus and all the microtransactions and whatnot. So if you like Devil May Cry or you like hack and slash, buy it.
All right. That was the sales. And with that, we are going to come to a close now. Let's see. Yeah, I've been going for 2.5 hours, a little over that. So like I said, has not felt like it was that long, but this was so much fun.
Well, the sun has been up for hours here.
Yeah, sun's been up for hours there. Here over in America, we're all getting sleepy.
Oh, I'm sleepy.
He's very sleepy.
It's getting late here, so yeah. Thank you all that's in chat for joining us. This has been one heck of a time. All 30-some people that are currently here with us, and I know people have come in and dropped out and whatnot. Yeah. Once again, just thanks everyone for listening to us, watching us on Twitch. Thank you to all of those that support us. This has been one heck of a 4 years. Been so much fun recording and doing all this, even though it's a lot of work, but you know what? It's worth it. We have an amazing community.
Amen.
Yeah. Before we end it, does anybody want to say anything?
I mean, I have one thing to say. Blast from the past a little bit. Top 3 things hanging behind me in my background. Number 1, 4-string bass guitar. Number 2, 8-string guitar. And number 3, I did this backwards. Stuffed animal hammock purchased by Elroy as a wedding gift.
Amazing.
I don't know why I did that backwards.
It's only fitting.
Man.
It's only fitting, I guess. I don't know.
I love it.
Amazing.
Only fitting. Stuffed hammock.
All right.
You can see several pandas in there right now.
All right. Well, I guess in that case, class is dismissed. See y'all next week. This was so much fun.
Thanks,
See ya.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
Hey, I'm here
Have
to
a nice day,
record
everyone.
Jeffrey the Panda. How we doing?